And I mean, what do you think we should talk about first for the minigame?
I guess we could talk about OU, just current OU.
Weather Wars?
Weather Wars, yeah, that's a good place to start.
Yeah, I believe so too.
It's always like the best feeling in the world when you win the Weather War. Like whenever they make that switch into their Politoed or whatever, and you just like make the prediction and you kill it.
And it dies.
Yeah.
And like you know that feeling that you just won the match.
Yeah, you pretty much just won the match at that point. It's just like a huge sigh of relief. You just want to jump up and down and enjoy.
Yeah.
So
what do you think about like in a weather triangle, like what beats what?
I think rain is the best.
So it just like
in general.
it's not even like a triangle. it's not like a real triangle. It's just like rain at the top, and it just beats sun and sand.
Well, I think Politoed is one of the better defensive Pokemon, just because protect, toxic, like they usually run, and its typing makes it so it has less weaknesses.
Versus Tyranitar, who gets obliterated by 90% of OU, and Ninetales, who gets raided by Stealth Rocks.
I mean, it's just not that good of a Pokemon. Ninetales, I would. Well, I mean,
offensively and defensively, it doesn't really excel.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think it's good to run a defensive Politoed if you want to win the Weather War, because some people want to run like Life Orb.
I've never seen Life Orb. I've seen Choice Specs though.
Like I understand Choice Specs, but I saw Life Orb and I was just able to stall it out, and then it was losing to Sandstorm because I had the Solar Pokemon. So then it was just like pretty much just dying, and eventually it died because it goes to switch in with Stealth Rocks, and I'm like, you're gonna die if you switch in, because it wanted to get the rain up, but it just died. And I'm just like, I won the Weather War.
I've never seen that though. Life Orb Politoed?
It's bad. People run Life Orb on everything, but I haven't seen a Life Orb Tyranitar. That would be weird.
Yeah, I've never seen that either, actually. I've never seen a Life Orb Ninetales either.
I may have seen Ninetales.
Really?
Yeah. So Politoed is good for actually winning the Weather War, just because it's, I guess its speed helps since it's 65 base speed.
Yeah, but the problem with that is like
Tyranitar,
and
Hippowdon have less base speed.
So they always get the weather up first, but Ninetales faster.
100 base speed.
It always loses the weather.
It always loses the weather. I forget Abnus knows, because it's not OU.
Yeah, I mean, nobody cares. It's Abnus Snow. It's fucking hail. Nobody cares.
I think it's slow as hell. But
even then, it's Abnus Snow. I mean, it's not winning weather war. It probably.
I don't know. I don't know how it would do against rain. I really don't. I've never seen that matchup.
Doesn't Politoed sometimes have Focus Blast?
Yeah, they usually have Focus Blast on the spec set, as well as Hidden Power Grass and like Hydro Pump. And I don't know what else.
I mean, I guess we could talk about hail for a second.
What do you want to say about hail? We shouldn't make fun of it.
But I mean, some people take hail seriously, though.
I know that. Some people really try to be competitive with hail, and like I'm going to give props to them. If they like hail and they like ice, then, they can keep trying. I just think that you can't focus too heavily on hail, because too many ice Pokemon is just going to be a problem. Because
I mean, that's just Ice's weakness.
Yeah.
Like, ice, as a defensive type, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the worst, if not the worst, defensive type in the game.
And hail itself seems like it would be good in a defensive team, since you're inflicting hail damage on them every turn, kind of like you inflict sand damage on them. But if you have bad typing in the first place, then you can't really be effective defensively.
Like, the problem with hail teams, I see, like what you said before, they focus too much on having ice Pokemon on the hail team.
Mm-hmm.
And if they actually had diverse Pokemon, they might have some chance.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard because...
Like, if they were to put Latios, Terrakion, Keldeo instead of, like, Glaceon, Cloyster, whatever.
Frostlass?
Yeah.
I like Frostlass, kind of, but not really.
Yeah, but it dies. I mean...
Yeah, it always dies. It's like a glass cannon. But it can set up spikes, but everyone knows that. And then Destiny Bond to piss everyone off. But everyone expects a Destiny Bond. So...
Yeah, I guess on the weather triangle, we can talk about sand.
Okay.
I mean, it lost Excadrill.
That's sad.
Yeah, I'm still sad about that, honestly.
It's just like one sword dance with Excadrill and you win, pretty much, with the sand up. There's really...
Well, I mean, the argument to that was Gliscor and Skarmory, but that's pretty much it.
I guess so, but I don't run either of those Pokemon.
Well, that's the thing. That's what it made people do. It made people run, like, Skarmory and Gliscor. That's what people did not like. It centralized the metagame around like those two Pokemon being there. Like every team, like back when I played, every team had a Skarmory or a Gliscor. Like every team has a Keldeo or like a Terrakion. It'd be like that.
So Excadrill, like what would be the set for it? It would be like Sword Dance, like Earthquake, I guess?
Swords Dance, Earthquake, X-Scissor, Rock Slide.
Okay, so yeah, I can understand. It would get rolled by Fortress too, and
Well, the problem with that is there's nothing Fortress can do back.
Hidden Power Ice. Well, I guess it's a rock.
No, Steel Ground.
Steel. That's so broken. No wonder it got banned. Okay, so
I mean, the other argument to it was Mach Punch from Breloom, but Excadrill was allowed day one. It wasn't like it had everything it needed day one. Technician Breloom came in later. So when I was playing in the Dream World tier, that was viable.
Yeah.
When people were playing in Standard, Technician Breloom was not there. So you just had Mach Punch that would not kill. And there was also the argument of Conkeldurr. People used to run like max attack Mach Punch.
Yeah.
To try to kill it.
It seems like that would work.
But that was pretty much it. Aside from that, it just went around raping the metagame.
Yeah, I think it should stay banned pretty much. It's
I
a steel ground, dude.
back.
It's a steel ground. Come on. The less steel types we have, the better. They
Yeah,
need to stop making steel types.
Let's
Ferrothorn was a mistake. They can't argue that, oh, it has a times 4 weakness to fire because rain exists. Like, it's not okay. That Pokemon is not okay.
We'll get to that eventually, but what do you think of Rain?
Rain
Like-
in general, it's like, it seems okay on its, like, by itself, but it's just the Pokemon.
That abuse it?
Yeah, it's like not even rain-related Pokemon. Just things like Dragonite being so good in the rain. Just like you can go max HP, max special defense, and then it just like walls so much. And then it can just get Thunders and
Hurricane, Thunder, Surf gets boosted if
Yeah.
people run Surf.
and then you can still run physical moves like close or Superpower and whatever else you want. Aqua Tail, Dragon Tail if you want, I don't know. So you could, it's really hard to counter a Dragonite like that. And then the fact it has multi-scale is imbalanced to say the least.
Well, I mean, we can get to that too. I mean, but for Rain, I feel like it has the most weather abusers, and they have they abuse the weather the best compared
Yeah.
to Sun and Sand. Like for Sun, Volcarona, it
Sort of.
it does better. I mean, like the best it can.
I think the best way to set up a Volcarona is to get screens up first. Like if you can actually
I used to see that with Cresselia.
yeah, like if you can actually get some screens up for Volcarona, it can be really difficult to stop because otherwise it can get one-shotted kind of easily. But I mean, you can always like if you have a phaser on your team that's not, Skarmory, you can you can usually deal with Volcarona, just like phase it out. And if you have the rocks up, then you're limiting its switches severely.
Then there's Venusaur, Sleep Powder, that outspeeds everything.
I hate when it goes for the sleep powder and it hits with the sleep powder. Like that's really annoying because you're not gonna outspeed it. You just have to accept that.
That's what people used to have with Excadrill. I mean, you're not going to outspeed it with your choice guard Pokemon. You just have to accept that your Pokemon are going to die. Except with Venusaur, it's just putting them to sleep and then going for the growth instead of going for the Swords Dance.
And a lot of people like to use Life Orb on a Venusaur, but I don't think Venusaur is as strong.
It's not.
Yeah, it's really like I
It's
usually
like the typing and the attacks that it uses compared to like Excadrill had better typing and better attacks. Venusaur has
yeah.
it has horrible offensive typing. Grass Poison is not good enough.
I think Venusaur is sort of like balanced, just because like fire in general. Like if they are playing like Politoed or Tyranitar, and you bring in like Venusaur, then they can usually just switch in their weather Pokemon, unless you're guessing right and go for the Giga Drain. And I guess against the Politoed, I don't know. Oh well, yeah, Giga Drain works on both of them. But since Tyranitar can have good special defense, sometimes it could still wall it, and kind of makes it not want to try to set up with growth as much.
Well, I mean, like the other thing with it is there's 2 sets it can run. Like there are some sets that just run growth and then 3 attacks, and then there's sets that run Sleep Powder, growth, 2 attacks, then Sleep Powder, and then just 3 attacks. I've seen a lot.
Yeah, I don't always see growth, and I think it makes sense. Usually if they don't play growth, they play Life Orb, and I've seen like 4 attacks, honestly, just for the coverage. They like to go Hidden Power Fire, like Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb.
Earthquake?
I think it can learn Earthquake. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. I feel like I've been screwed by Earthquake before. I switched in like a Magnezone. I'm like, oh, didn't know it could use Earthquake.
Yeah, Heatran too. That's probably what it's there for too.
Probably. Don't want to be walled.
But yeah, I feel like the fact that it has to go to those sets, like it generally has to give up something.
Yeah. I think Venusaur is kind of like a fair Pokemon because you have to run Sand to make it. You have to run Sun to make it effective.
I mean, the same thing could have been said for Excadrill.
No.
If it didn't have Sun, it would never.
It still would have been good.
It had like base 88 speed.
Yeah, that's not that bad. People use Lucario thinking it has good speed, and it has 90 base speed.
Well, I mean, it has extreme speed. It has like Mach Punch, Vacuum Wave. It has like priority.
I mean, it does have priority, but still. There are other slow Pokemon like Metagross and, Tyranitar, Breloom. People use Breloom like it's fast, even though it's not.
Well, it has Spore. I mean, it's fucking Breloom. You just Spore and kill it.
It's a freaking dinosaur. But it's surprising that Venusaur is the best starter now. Like, it's the best starter.
Well, I mean, Blaziken got banned. Don't forget about him.
And Infernape is good. But, I mean, of the first-gen starters, like...
the first gen, yeah.
Back in the day, everyone, when they got their red version, they're like, Charizard's the shit. But now it's like, Venusaur's the best. It's like, no, go home. Yeah. Everyone knows that Charizard...
Well, I mean, Charizard gets, obliterated by Stealth Rocks and killed by Stone Edge and Rock Slide all day. So.
And then, Blastoise is UU.
Yeah.
Just because it's defensive and it can rapid spin, that's kind of helpful. And then Scald is always nice. But it's surprising that Venusaur has come out to be the best in first gen.
I guess we can go to the Pokemon too on what we see for this. I guess we can start at the top.
So
Scizor is going to be staying there for life, in my opinion.
Yeah, Scizor.
Even with Magnezone out there to hard counter him, he is still at the top.
People use Scarfed fucking Scissors all the time.
Scarfed
Scissors. I ran into three battles in a row. I ran into Scarfed Scissors that superpowered my Magnezone. I'm like, okay, like, what?
Like Scarfed Scissor? That's a thing?
Apparently. Didn't know what to say about that.
But yeah, I believe Scizor will stay OU for till the end of time, honestly. I mean, Rain does help it be there, but it was good on its own.
Because I run my Choice Specs Magnezone with max speed, like 252 speed, and I mean, I guess, like, I don't know, I guess it could have, some people run max speed on Scizor too, so that makes sense. But yeah, it's gonna be top tier for life, just because, Technician, Bullet Punch, Choice Banded is good, and it just counters so many Pokemon. It kind of just keeps the game in check, like certain Pokemon in check, like Reuniclus and stuff like that, where like they would just be possibly too good if they weren't getting countered by Scizor like literally consistently every game.
And then next we have Dragonite. Thanks to Multiscale, its appearance has risen.
Yeah, it's no surprise. That Pokemon is practically perfect. Like, if you look at its defensive stats, they're major. Like, all of its HP, defense, special defense. People like to run...
we can go to that.
Yeah, we can. Because people like to run things like Celebi defensively, which makes sense, but it's like a base 100 across the board.
95, 100.
Yeah, it's got 91,
oh my God.
91 HP, 95 defense, and then 100 special defense. So it's like almost as bulky as like Celebi, with huge attack, decent speed, good special attack. So it's just like really good all the way around. I mean, I get how it's a pseudo legendary.
I thought it had like 80 defense and 80 special defense.
You could hope. No, thing's bulky. When you go max HP, max special defense on that, it freaking walls. It really does.
I mean, even without Multiscale, it did have its uses.
Yeah, it did.
But Multiscale just like that was.
Do you think 6th gen Pokemon are gonna get Multiscale?
We don't know. I mean, it's a possibility.
There's probably gonna be at least one.
They could even give old Pokemon Multiscale.
Oh man.
Like some that don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Oh, and next we have Politoed. We talked about Rain for the most part, so.
Yeah. Ferrothorn is very annoying.
The death of water Pokemon everywhere.
Pretty much.
Sending a lot of water Pokemon just down in tears, just by its existence.
Yeah, I mean, they try to run Hidden Power Fire and stuff, but on a Rain team, like, if you're not very strong special attacker is using Hidden Power Fire, times 4 effectiveness isn't going to help. Like, you're going to be doing like 20%, and they're going to be laughing at you while they set up Leech Seeds. Leech Seed Protect. It is just a general annoyance.
I mean, do you remember Swampert back when it existed before Ferrothorn?
Yeah, I remember Swampert. 3rd generation.
Yeah, he's not there anymore. Like, courtesy of Ferrothorn. So that's just like one of the Pokemon that died.
What do you think about like generation between generation? Like, what do you think was the more fair, more balanced generations in comparison to now? Do you think we're in a better metagame now than we were before?
Well, I didn't play competitively in the other metagames, and I mean, like, Gen 3 introduced abilities.
Yeah.
So that probably fucked up a lot. Gen 2, Tyranitar, I guess he...
Scissor?
Yeah, Scissor.
Skarmory?
Well, I mean, I don't even know when Choice Band was implemented, honestly.
I'm not sure either. I know it was at least in 3rd gen. But, I think 3rd gen was more balanced just because, like, I don't know, things just seem more fair. Like, if you look at the OU Pokemon, there's things like Regice and Swampert.
It was OU?
Yeah, like, you should see the OU Smogon. So we got the OU being Aerodactyl, which is like RU. I guess it's RU now, so it's not that bad. Blissey, Celebi, Claydol, Cloyster, Dugtrio, Flygon, Fortress.
Well, I mean, wasn't Flygon in there after the banning of Salamence? Wasn't that what it was supposed to do? Like,
no, Salamence is OU.
Oh my.
Like,
Flygon's fucking OU.
Like, if you see Flygon ran nowadays, you'll get like, people will laugh at you. They'll laugh at the Flygon.
I don't blame them. I mean, it's Flygon. Like,
Heracross is a good Pokemon. It's one of the best Pokemon in UU, to be honest. 85 base speed. People act like it's... Oh, wait. No, it's base speed. Yeah, its base speed is 85. You gotta be aware of its base speed, because if you can outspeed it, you can usually kill it. But anyways, Jirachi, Jolteon, Magnezone, Metagross, Milotic, Porygon 2. Those are good Pokemon. Milotic and Porygon 2. They shouldn't be, like, freaking unplayed now. Raikou, Regice, which is now bottom tier.
Complete bottom
tier. He went from top tier to bottom tier, apparently. Salamence, Skarmory, Snorlax.
Oh my.
Starmie. Like, Snorlax is really freaking good.
Swampert.
Suicune.
Hold on, I want to take a look.
Tyranitar.
Because I'm trying to think. Then Ferrothorn got implemented. Suicune died off.
Yeah, you can see. Yeah. You can see the Pokemon that Ferrothorn made unviable. Like, even if you go to the Diamond Pearl tier list. I mean, yeah.
Let's see, what else is there? We were at Ferrothorn. Oh, Tyranitar. Countering Psychic Pokemon for life.
Yeah, the fact that it runs like a million different sets. I actually tried the Dragon Dance set, and it's really bad, but sometimes I'd have success with it, just because it could surprise people. Like, there's almost no point of running Dragon Dance on it, but it's kind of funny when it works. But, I
mean, it's sand. I mean,
Choppleberry helps a lot in a lot of situations. Leftovers with, like, max special defense, max HP. Lets you wall for days. Like, that is so good. People don't realize how good that is.
That's what I run versus, like, I run it to stop fucking Latios, Draco Meteors.
It stops every special attack Pokemon in the game, pretty much.
And then you just Pursuit Trap them
until
they die.
And then they get Sandstorm damage, and they get Stealth Rock damage.
And then they just die. Like, they try to switch out, you Pursuit them.
Yeah.
It does its job.
So there's a lot of good sets for Tyranitar, and it's hard to know which one they're running, because it has such a wide move pool. And sometimes they'll be running, like, Fire Blast, Ice Beam, and then they'll still have physical moves. So you never really know good switch-ins for it. But the fact that it's relatively slow and has a times 4 weakness to fighting makes it a fair Pokemon. Like, it has a lot of bad matchups. Breloom and a lot of bad matchups, really.
I mean, then we
Scissor.
have... Yeah, Scissor. Like, most common fucking Pokemon in the game.
Terrakion, Keldeo. I don't think you could wall a fighting move from Keldeo.
Oh, it can't. No. It's down. Then we have Jirachi.
Haxrachi. I made a meme. I gotta show you this. But yeah, Jirachi's not a fair Pokemon. I think my favorite set is the Choice Scarf set still, but there's also the Calm Mind set, which really does wall extremely well in rain, especially. What do you think is some of the better sets for
Jirachi?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the set in rain, Calm Mind sub.
Yeah.
That works
extremely well. What do you use to counter that?
I don't. I just lose.
Iron Head, you everything.
Yeah, I mean, I just lose to that set, man. Like, that's what I lose games. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I lose to rain teams.
Yeah, it's really hard to counter that set.
Like that fucking set.
Like, I do have Magnezone on my team, but he can't counter the special defense of it. Like, I usually have to just, like... I don't remember how I kill it. Like, Terrakion seems like it could do well, but if you switch into, like, an Iron Head, you're going to take a shitload of damage.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And it's going to be hard to one-shot it still. Like, I guess... And then it can always switch if it wants to. And then you turning away...
I mean, then there's the Choice Scarf set. Then there's just the sets that go for Body Slam Iron Head or Thunder Wave Iron Head.
Thunder Iron Head.
Yeah, that's...
I hate... That's so annoying. Thunder paralyzing 60% of the time. When it hits 100% of the time, it has 120 base power.
Yeah, there's not really much you can do against that.
Mm. But, so you were saying that you think there should be some way to stop U-turn like there is Volt Switch with, like, Volt Absorb and just ground Pokemon in general?
Yeah, I really do think there should be an ability where, like, if it gets hit by a bug type attack, like it gains special attack or something, or special defense, speed, anything.
Yeah.
And then pretty much that's it. It just absorbs the attack.
I think that would be a good thing for the game because you know how dominant Scissor is, and they always, like, every Scissor user, like, Choice Band user in the game just goes for U-turn over and over again. Like, even if it's in a risky situation, they'll do it. Like, they're against a Terrakion, they're like, I'm going to U-turn. It's like, if I stay in...
Yeah, because the U-turn's always going to go off.
I mean, if he stays in and then goes for, like, the close combat, it's probably going to kill it. And then if, you know, the U-turn's not going to do shit to Terrakion.
But, I mean, it gets the momentum, which is what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, but, I mean, people just, like, risk the U-turn very often. Especially, like, switching it on Celebi when they could have the hidden power fire. And then they'll just go for the U-turn. I'm like, it's really risky, but... Yeah, you have to run hidden power fire on a Celebi. You have to. So yeah, I think they should have an ability that counters Bug. Just that counters U-turn in general. Because it's too good of a move. And Scissor is, like, the perfect example.
I mean, I feel Volt Switch is fair. Like,
I think it is, too.
Compared to U-turn, U-turn is bullshit.
Sometimes people don't have ground Pokemon on their team. The only good ground Pokemon are just like Landorus, Landorus T, and Hippowdon, from what I see. There's probably more that I'm not thinking of. What are some good ground Pokemon?
Garchomp?
Garchomp, yeah. What do you think about Garchomp now? I definitely don't see it as much as I was expecting.
It just loses, like, I guess in speed. That's probably why. Yeah, 101 versus...
It's 102, isn't it? It's 102, yeah.
Wait, 102?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 102.
I thought it was 101. Oh, 102, huh?
Yeah, 102. It outspeeds Landorus and all those that have 101. It just says, F you. And then, of course, outspeeding Salamence with its 100. So it definitely has the speed advantage over, like, every dragon in the game, I'm pretty sure. Hydreigon is 98. Haxorus is 97. Kyurem is 95. What other dragons are there? Oh, not Latios. Latios beats all of them. Latios and Latias with their 110.
Yeah,
there's not much, like, that beats most Pokemon, honestly. 110 is, like, the perfect speed. If you want a fast Pokemon, 110 is the way to go. 100 is good, but you'll still get outsped by Terrakion and whatnot. So, what do you think about Garchomp? Like, what do you think is the best set?
For Garchomp?
Yeah.
Before they banned Sandville, I mean, like, back then you could just go for substitutes. They would miss. You get the Sword Stance and you'd switch.
That was fair, yeah. That's really not fair, though. Like, I'm glad they banned that.
I guess after Sandville banning Choice Scarf?
Yeah. Like, I don't see people run the Choice Scarf set that often. And, like, Garchomp kind of has trouble getting kills. Like, I don't remember its base attack exactly.
130.
130, wow. I figured it was a little bit lower than that. 130, so it's a little bit lower than Dragonite and Salamence. Dragonite at 134 and Salamence at 135. And that doesn't seem like it would make a huge difference. Like, I used to play Garchomp a lot, but then I found out about Kyurem Black and I haven't given up on him. I haven't switched since. Kyurem Black with his 170 base power, there's no contesting. I mean, I guess he wouldn't be quite as good of a Scarf user because he loses to other Scarf users. But yeah, I think Kyurem Black is an amazing Pokemon. I think it should be in Ubers. Like, if you look at its just stats overall, they're definitely, like, its total base stats are just through the roofs. The fact that it has 125 base HP is stupid. If you max it out, it's like 434, and then 100 defense and 90 special defense. It's like better than, it's like better defensive stats than things like Celebi, pretty much.
Actually it is. Wow.
The only thing that's kind of bad about it is its typing, but it's a Dragon Ice. It's a Dragon Pokemon that doesn't lose to Ice types. How is that that bad? 95.
Well, I mean, the people's excuse is Bullet Punch Scissor and Mach Punch Breloom.
Yeah, I get that, but still, like, if you switch it in on anything, then you automatically get a kill with its 170 base power, practically. And if they do switch in Scissor, they can't one-shot you, and you can two-shot them, so you can win the matchup. Like, if they let their Pokemon die and then they switch in Scissor, then they can kill you, but then I just switch in my Magnezone and kill them automatically, because there's nothing they can do, because I have to go for the Bullet Punch to kill it. And then I can outspeed them, usually. I mean, if they run max speed, that'd be kind of annoying. So we could talk about the ban list next, I guess? Like, things that should go to Ubers. So, I think most people would agree that Jirachi should be in Ubers, because of Serene Grace, pretty much.
Well, I mean, like, I have a lot to say about that. Like, Sandville got banned for hats. That's what it got banned for. People got tired of getting swept by Garchomp. It was not the other Pokemon with Sandville, because we can go to them. Like, I can show you the other Pokemon with Sandville.
Doesn't, like, fucking Sandslash get it? I'm pretty sure Sandslash.
Yeah, he gets Sandville. He gets Sandrush too, but it doesn't help him enough.
I think if you just click on Sandville, it'll show.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sandville.
But yeah, I actually did see one with Sandrush, and I was getting outsped, and I didn't know why. I had to check. I had to look it up afterwards, because I'm like, what the fuck does Sandslash do? Fucking, like, RU Pokemon? Or NU, probably. So, Diglett actually gets it, but no Diglett in the world is going to run that.
Yeah.
That doesn't even count. So, Gliscor gets it, but it shouldn't have it.
Didn't they ban the snow version too? Snowcloak? Whatever it's called.
So, Jirachi should be banned for Serene Grace because, you know, hacks and all that. And that's the reason Garchomp's ability... Well, Garchomp got banned outright, and that's why Thundurus got banned, is because of hacks.
Well, some people would argue the taunt too, like priority taunt. Some people ran nasty plot, but it was generally priority Thunder Wave. So.
But I don't know why priority taunt would matter, because the things that you want to taunt are usually slower than you. Yeah,
generally slower anyway.
It's 101 base speed, even if you don't invest in speed.
You can beat Sableye.
Fuck yeah. Dude, you deserve that. That's a well-deserved. I'm gonna out-prankster you, yo. Bring it.
Yeah, that is one matchup. You out-prioritize Sableye. But yeah, they're pretty much like Sandville. I'm trying to think what other thing was banned for hacks. Minimize, evasion.
Yeah, all evasion moves are banned, as well as one-hit KO moves. I don't really know. I guess some people would just throw it out, just like, hey, guess what, Fissure. Because like if you go lock on Fissure or whatever, like they can just switch. So
well,
that's not effective.
You could theoretically just Choice Scarf Fissure. So, I mean, if luck is on your side...
You win! 30% chance. If you can get 30% chance 6 times in a row with your Choice Scarf, like fucking Articuno.
Yeah, you could just do that. Choice Scarf, Sheer Cold, Choice Scarf Fissure on every Pokemon.
I want to make a team like that now. It's just hope. You could have some, like, defensive aspect. Because, like, yeah, just run a completely defensive stats on, like, an Articuno, make it your starter with a Choice Scarf on it, and then just Sheer Cold, Sheer Cold, Sheer Cold, Sheer Cold. Yeah. Until it works.
That's what you could theoretically win with, just...
And it does make sense, because I guess Articuno is probably like an RU or NU, and it can probably wall a lot of things, and then, like, roost up and stuff like that. And just the occasional throwing out of Sheer Cold would be dangerous. But, so that was kind of banned for hacks, all one-hit KO moves. As well as minimize and double team, which I'm glad about, because using that on like Sableye and shit, like with Prankster, would be dumb as fuck.
Oh man, if that was a lie.
They would just keep double teaming until you missed, and then they'd substitute, and then they double team more until you miss, and then they would recover, and then they would double team more.
So it's only Garchomp Sandville? No other Sandville?
I mean, you could check it. You could go on Pokemon Online and check it.
Oh yeah, Moody got banned for RNG too.
Oh yeah, Moody is crazy, dude. Like,
man, I forget about that.
I'm glad that Moody got banned, because it's so weird.
Oh, this was an old one. That's why there's no sand. Alright, let me go down.
Like, they don't have it up at the top.
Really?
No, I mean, it's the same way that, like, there's just, like, specific rules.
Oh, wait, no. Siri. Right here. Evasion abilities are banned.
All evasion abilities?
That's what it says.
Damn.
Evasion abilities clause.
I feel like I've seen... Oh, okay, yeah. I missed before because of a King's Rock, apparently. Because you're still allowed to run King's Rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I guess they didn't remove that part of RNG.
Okay. So, yeah, apparently all of evasion moves are banned. Which makes
so
sense.
it's not just Garchomp. Okay.
So it's not just Garchomp.
That makes me feel better. So they did try to remove some hacks from the game, but, you know, Jirachi is still running rampant. That's still allowed.
Yeah, like, I can believe Togekiss. Even though it's, like, really... its defensive stats are pretty good.
Well, I mean, if we were to ban, like... We could just ban Serene Grace.
Yeah.
Instead.
But I don't... Like, both Jirachi and... I believe Togekiss don't get any other abilities besides Serene Grace.
And that was generally the argument for, like, for the Pokemon with Sandville. And, well, for all the Pokemon with evasion abilities. Like, they didn't have an alternate until they did, and then people...
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Okay.
But, I mean, personally, I wouldn't mind just, you know, Jirachi no ability. Just
I mean, if that was okay, but I don't know. Like, if people wanted to play Wi-Fi battles, I don't know how you're just gonna, like, turn off the ability of your Pokemon. Like,
you'd have to hack that shit.
yeah, you're gonna have to hack that shit.
Oh.
It's like, you can't play Jirachi unless it's hacked. It's like, okay. But
yeah, I still don't agree with Jirachi's hacks. That wins, like...
Iron heading things to death. Like, I've seen it in, like, really competitive tournament play when it comes down to the very last moment, and they're like, if I hit this Iron Head, I win the battle. Like, if I get the Splinch, I win this battle. But if I don't get this Splinch, I lose this battle.
You actually have a video like that. I'm actually going to show you a video like that later. You're going to help me commentate that, because you get that Iron Head, and you win. Like, it's that exact, like... It's that exact moment. One Pokemon versus one Pokemon. You don't get the flinch, you lose.
Yeah. I've seen it in, like, Worlds. Like, big tournament, like, Worlds.
Like,
it's just like, oh, you got it. Okay, good game. No, it's not a good game. You fucking hacked me, you bitch. No. I mean, it shouldn't happen like that. Yeah. Just Serene Grace in general is a bad idea. Like, whoever came up with that idea.
Yeah, that was a horrible ability to implement into the game. I mean, like, there's abilities that I can't really justify. Multi-skill, rain, like, a lot of stuff. But, like, Serene Grace, that's drawing the line.
Pranksters drawing the line. I couldn't believe that shit the first time I heard it. Priority everything.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Let's see, what else do we have on this list?
Latios.
Oh, man. I'm still not even against this Pokemon being in the game. Like, a lot of people say Tyranitar and Jirachi, like, special defensive for each one.
Yeah.
And I've read special defensive for each one, and I've, like, stopped it, but I still don't believe choice specs, like, Latios, that's fair. Like,
I mean, it could have Soldew. I'm pretty sure it's allowed in Ubers to have Soldew.
Oh, man. Like,
especially, it'd be so crazy. Special defense. Like, you'd never be able to kill it. But
yeah, Latios, one hitting everything in the game that's not special defensive Tyranitar with Sand Up.
Yeah.
Not special defensive Jirachi.
It's true.
Like, I guess Ferrothorn too. Special defensive Ferrothorn.
I usually switch in my Magnezone, and it takes about 40% from specs.
Draco Meteor?
Yeah, just because of the not very effective aspect.
Full HP?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, they could literally just keep spamming it at that point, because I can't really do a whole lot to them. Unless they think I have the Hidden Power Ice, then they could switch, but nothing I do would be very effective against them. But usually at that point, since their special attack is dropped, I can make another switch. But in general, it's a very dangerous Pokemon. Just being able to choice specs Draco Meteor, like, it doesn't give a fuck. But I guess the argument against that is Draco Meteor does have 90% chance.
And you get that 10% chance to survive.
I've seen a lot of games. I've seen a lot of games lost to missed Draco Meteors. I saw someone miss 3 Draco Meteors in a row with their Latios.
Wow, I've never seen that. Like, I've seen a lot of misses, but 90% misses in a row.
Yeah, like the guy sent out Death Fodder, and then it lived and ended up killing it. It's just like, I mean, I guess I should stand. It's like, this was just Death Fodder. Like, I was gonna revenge kill you later, but this is just my Death Fodder that's at like 2% health.
That must have been like the best. That just, like, oh man, I wish I could have that.
I mean, it can happen.
I mean, I guess there's a life warp set.
Run King's Rock, bro. King's Rock against those Draco Meteors.
King's Rock, like Sandville if it wasn't banned. Alright.
That's the way to go.
But then there's life warp sets too.
Yeah, the life warp sets, I don't know. I mean, they don't necessarily kill as easily.
There's still, like, it's still not a bad set because of the 110 bullshit speed.
Yeah, and the fact that it can have, like, the perfect fucking moveset. Yeah. Like, it can learn everything.
But that's
like,
what Psychic Tapping does.
Bolt Beam, Surf, Psychic, Dragon.
It learns Ice Beam?
I don't know. I guess it doesn't. No, it doesn't. My bad.
Like,
my bad.
Damn. I was gonna say, like, it learns Ice Beam too.
I just figured it would, but usually they have, like, Hidden Power Fire to deal with, like, Ferrothorns. They could just deal with everything. Hidden Power Fire is great on a Latios.
Alright, so next up is Heatran, the thing that dies to Earthquake.
Heatran. I see this Pokemon being best on Sun teams, because...
I see it on every Sun team. Like, literally every Sun team.
Yeah, like, I saw... You can just be kind of simple and go, like, Choice Specs, Fire Blast, and that's gonna do a shitload in
Yeah, I can't wall it, and, like, if it's in Sun, I can't really wall it. Well, unless I switch into Tyranitar, but it's bullshit.
Yeah. I think it's weird how Grass Knot is a special attack, isn't it? I don't know, it just seems
pretty sure.
Just like, I don't know. But yeah, it can go for the specs, not the specs. I don't know what else it has.
I mean, like, I'm surprised it's this high with the amount of weaknesses it has.
Mm-hmm. But it's been, like, in Diamond and Pearl, it was just amazing. And it's still good now. It just shows that...
Yeah, but it still loses to a lot of matchups. I mean, I guess Scissor... Well, Scissor does not lose. No.
106 base defense and special defense is great. It can wall a lot of things. And then kind of force switches. And then you can just go for the Lava Plume, 30% chance of burning. And then if you get the burn off, you know, some of them run Protect and stuff with Sand for extra turns to, you know, burn.
Well, I mean, I generally see Protect so they can scout out the close combat that's going to kill them.
Yeah.
Or the Earthquake that's going to kill them.
And they can also stall out with Toxic and whatnot. And yeah, like if you do Protect against like a Terrakion that's going for the close combat, then they know that you're going to switch into like your Gengar or something like that, so they have to switch out. And then you go for the Roar. And then they take more Stealth Rocks damage, so...
that's generally what happens too. Fucking Gengar's on that team, and I just know it.
Yeah, I mean, if you like, what do you think about the team preview? Like,
oh man, team preview back when I was like not there.
Yeah, like man, imagine that. That's gotta be
like when I really got into it, it was always there. Like you always see their team, you can always prepare.
Yeah.
Like there's no really like bullshit surprises. Can you imagine that if we didn't have team preview? Like people played.
I know, like, really competitively, too. I don't know if it's... I think it's better for the game to not have team preview. Like, it makes Magnezone a lot better, obviously. Like, oh my god, Magnezone. But, like, because you had to remember everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it used to be. You had to remember, like you didn't get that nice little screen with all their Pokemon in a line showing what's dead and what's not.
Yeah, what's burned, the percent of everyone's health. You had to fucking remember.
You write that shit on a text file, man?
Like, actually, like, when they have Worlds... You get to write down notes, and they let you look at the other person's team for a minute and a half. They give you a whole minute and a half, so you get to write down their team and everything. Like
it's still team preview. Like
yeah, like they give you a whole minute and a half. And we'll take the whole minute and a half to just stare at 6 Pokemon to just think about everything those 6 Pokemon could do.
Their matchups, their movesets, matchups, movesets, abilities, all that shit.
Based on like you know the order in which that they're on the team, like what they might be. Like if you see a Jirachi first, it might be a Scarf set or whatever. Because that just makes more sense,
yeah, Stealth Rocks or Scarf.
I think it's weird that I see Choice Scarfed Stealth Rocks on Jirachi. Like,
I mean... Yeah.
I can see how it's kind of good, though, because, like, if you bring it out at the right time, you can set up the rocks, and then they'll expect you not to be Scarfed. And that's always good, but sometimes you just need rocks that badly, apparently. I guess you could just assume that they're going to switch out. Like, you can pretty much put them in bad situations where they have to switch out.
Yeah, because they think you're Scarf. Like, you have,
Ice Punch, Fire Punch.
Ice Punch versus, like, Dragonite or Salamence, something like that.
Yeah.
And they'll switch out because they're expecting Choice Scarf, Ice Punch piece. You send in your Jirachi, and you just go for the Stealth Rocks. I've seen stuff like that.
Yeah. I wouldn't run it, though. Like, I think there are better Stealth Rock users.
And then we have Breloom. But, like, I need, like, a NyQuil and, like, Breloom, like... I'm going to do that. I'm going to put NyQuil and then Breloom.
That sounds good.
Inside the NyQuil.
But, so...
Yeah,
I think a good thing that they could do in 6th Gen is make Spore have like 90 accuracy. Like, there's no reason in the world that Spore should have 100% while Toxic has like 90. Like,
I've missed so many Toxics on fucking switch-ins. Like, throughout my time using Toxic on Jellicent, I've missed so many.
Same here.
When it mattered, too. Like, not just...
Like, when I first used Toxic, I didn't even realize it could miss. I'm like, it's just poison. It's not that big of a deal. I shouldn't miss.
And then it misses, and then it's like, yeah.
Same thing with, what's the paralyzed that's not
like,
Thunder Wave? It's Stun Spore? 75% chance on that shit? That's horrible. I didn't know it was that bad. I'm like, I'm gonna use Stun Spore on my Amoonguss. And then I'm like, 75% chance? No, screw that. Why does Thunder Wave get 100?
Yeah, that... I
mean, I guess they could... I think they should nerf Spore to 90 or just like ban Spore from competitive play or something. Like,
I fucking hate Spore. I hate Sleep. Like, just that, like...
I guess the Sleep Clause kind of does balance that out, because sometimes... Well,
I mean, if you didn't, you would just have Choice Scarf Sleep.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
But, I mean, like, I would love that, too. Use, like, how Pokemon with Choice Scarf Sleep, like, every Revenge, like, just...
Let's not go there. Let's not go there. But, yeah. So the Sleeping Clause has to be, of course, like that. But
with
like,
Breloom, like, I mean,
Yawn
Mach Punch?
What like, about Mach Punch?
Like, probably the best Mach Punch in OU.
Yeah, definitely the best Mach Punch, like, in existence. Like, I don't think there's a better one in Ubers. It's just good.
And then it has Bullet Seed, and Bullet Seed RNG dependent.
Yeah.
I've lost a lot of matchups because I didn't get that last Bullet Seed.
Yeah, a lot of people only hit 2 usually, but if you hit all 5, dude,
if you hit 5, it just fucking like kills.
Imagine hitting 5 criticals. That's got to be the best feeling in the world. 5 critical Bullet Seeds.
That'd kill like damn. That'd probably kill fucking Dragonite. Like maybe even through multi-skill. Who knows?
I could see it happening. That's like your only way. And then Seed Bomb. I think a good set for Breloom that's kind of overlooked is max. You have to have max speed, like almost always, or at least a lot of speed, and then you probably run max HP or HP and some defense along with some speed, and then substitute with Toxic Orb, Leech Seed, substitute, Spore. Like we've all seen that.
Focus Punch, or no?
Focus Punch, yeah. Sub Punch. If I said Mach Punch, I meant Focus Punch.
No, you didn't say Mach Punch.
Okay, yeah. So Sub Punch, Seed,
Leech Seed, Spore.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. So Leech Seed, Spore,
Focus Punch, substitute.
No soap? Oh wait, sorry, never mind.
Yeah. But
no, I can't believe I said that.
Yeah, like it can actually wall a surprising amount of things because its typing isn't that bad. Grass Poison.
Like I hate that set though. Like that set. Yeah. That set kills my Skarmory.
Yeah, I know it does. It's good.
Like Skarmory, if something else is put to sleep, Skarmory can beat Breloom on my team in that matchup.
Mm-hmm.
But Sub Punch, I'm not winning ever.
Yeah, it's just gonna like Leech Seed spam because like I think Sub Seed in general is pretty good. And I think it's interesting. Like, I saw a good Subseed Venusaur. Because it has the speed. That's what you need for Subseeders. That's why Jumpluff is relatively viable. Like, might be crazy for saying that, but I believe in Jumpluff. There's a lot of good Jumpluff sets, especially Encore.
Yeah, Encore. What Jumpluff speed? Is it? Like, I'm trying to remember. What is Jumpluff speed? 130?
I thought it was like 110. I guess we can check.
Yeah, it probably is 110. Grass.
Grass flying. That's so bad. Why does it have to be a grass flying?
Second gen?
Yeah. 110, yeah. And then the rest of its stats are pretty bad. But we
still Leech Seed. I mean,
we still use it defensively. We still act like it's the most defensive wall in the game. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, in general, Subseed is good. It's always been good. So the fact that Breloom has access to that is pretty nice.
But yeah, that is the set I lose to a lot more with my Skarmory than Mach Punch.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Mach Punch forces my Drakion out, so... I mean, they both have their uses.
Yeah, and then some people run Life Orb, some people don't. Some people run, like, Leftovers. Like, I see Leftovers randomly. Like, I don't understand why you run...
Toxic Orb?
Yeah, like they run Technician Leftovers. But, like, I don't see why you would. That just doesn't seem like the best set. And then the Sword Dance set I see kind of a lot. And I don't think that's very effective, to be honest. Because, like, I don't know. It's kind of easy to predict. I don't know. It can be good. But generally people have some kind of a counter to Breloom on their team, like, you know, Dragonite or something.
Yeah, it's usually Dragonite or Skarmory, like, every time I use that.
And if you Sword Dance, you're still not going to be able to kill a Dragonite. And
same thing with Salamence, too. I forgot it. Like, almost every flying type just switches in.
Yeah.
Especially Flying Dragon. Flying Dragon, because it's times 4.
Mm-hmm. Plus, dragons, like, the dragon are probably going to have some kind of a fire move, Fire Punch, Fire Blast. Or they're going to, like, phase you with Dragon Tail.
Or Oko you, just, like, straight out Outrage, Draco Meteor.
Yeah.
Oh, Latios too. Latios can switch in. Forgot about
True. So
it. It was just the Mach Punch and versus the Bullet too.
I don't actually think the Sword Dance is the best set, but
Sub Punch.
yeah, Sub Punch is decent.
I mean,
But
I run into more problems with Sub Punch. Like that's just how my team is.
same here. I run into more problems with Sub Punch, but I think the Life Orb set in general is pretty good. Like if you don't really need Sword Dance, but I guess it makes sense. Bullet Seed is pretty decent with Technician, of course.
As long as you get the RNG on your side.
You have to get the RNG.
What else do we? Oh, Gengar. Oh my.
Gengar. Like
Sub disable Gengar. I hate that.
I always see the sub disable Gengar, but I don't think it's that good because like I always go for the choice banded like cure 'em, and then they disable me, and then I go for the choice banded struggle and kill them. Like especially like when I was running choice scarf cure 'em, because I switched in when they had the substitute up, or well I switched in as they went for the substitute, and then I went for that outrage when they went for the disable, and then I just choice scarfed one-shotted them with struggle, and then I like swept their team with struggle. Choice scarf struggle with 170 base attack. I think that's fair. But like I don't even see the point exactly. Like I guess you just want to make them so they can't do much, and then they feel like switching or something.
Well, you try to get them to you try to force the switch with disable sub.
And then just piss them off pretty much to no end.
Well, like usually with Gengar, what I see most people do is they try to get at least one kill with it.
Yeah.
I mean that sounds like every Pokemon, but they really like that. Like if it doesn't get that one kill at that moment, like that's generally what it's there for. Like you switch it in, it gets one kill.
It seems like that. It's the same thing with like Latios. That's kind of your goal, to just get the one kill. And then Pain Split, I don't think it's that good on Gengar. Like I don't know. It doesn't seem to have. And then there's Destiny Bond.
Yeah, Destiny Bond I actually like more than Pain Split.
Destiny Bond is a good move.
I mean,
I've lost to it. Like
yeah, if your
I've lost
Pokemon's
to it.
at like 1%, like Gengar's at 1%,
yeah, Focus Sash.
and they attack,
yeah,
you win. I mean, like you can get 2 easy kills because of Destiny Bond.
exactly.
If they guess wrong, like
They don't expect it, because not that many people actually do run Destiny Bond, but I think it's decent.
I really do think it's a good move.
So of course, I think Substitute is like a staple. If you're going to run Gengar, you have to run Substitute pretty much. Like I don't see why you wouldn't, unless you're running like Specs or something. I don't know. But Hidden Power Fire, Thunderbolt, Focus Blast. You have to run Focus Blast pretty much.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's Focus Blast, Shadow Ball usually.
Yeah, like
just to cover everything.
Focus Blast is so important for special attackers.
But then there's the miss, you know.
Yeah, like if like Focus Blast is exactly kind of what the game needed, but at the same time it's kind of bad for the game, because a special attack fighting move makes a lot of special defensive Pokemon unviable, like Cradily and Umbreon, because they have that weakness to fighting, yeah. And I get how Keldeo gets the special attack fighting move, but almost everything gets it now with Focus Blast.
Yeah, Focus Blast just gets handed out to everything.
Yeah, but it does miss a lot, which
I
kind
guess
of
that makes up for it.
It kind of balances it out, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the existence of a special attack fighting move. We don't have a special attack rock move. I mean,
well,
we might, but
there is one, but it's not on enough Pokemon to actually make a difference.
Okay, so it's yeah, like in general, we pretty much don't.
And even that, it's base power. I think it's like Rock Gem or something like that. Let me see. Rock. Yeah, Golem probably learns.
Special attack Golem.
Well, I probably should just check Tyranitar just to be sure because it learns everything.
Yeah, Tyranitar is like always learns everything. I don't think Drain Punch is very fair either. Just in general. Like I guess it's kind of like Giga Drain, but fighting is a much better offensive move. So we were still talking about Ancient Power.
It's not Ancient Power. It's a different one.
Well, that's true that Ancient Power is a special attack, and there's a lot of things that learn it, like Aerodactyl and whatnot. That's kind of a lot I can think of. Most ancient Pokemon learn Ancient Power. Not surprisingly. So, yeah, we were talking about Gengar.
I guess I actually have to go to the type. Oh. Tactics.
Yep. So I think a lot of people want Stealth Rocks to be banned. A lot of people say Stealth Rocks and Spikes should be banned. I don't think anyone has a problem with Toxic Spikes. It's not that good.
I mean, if we're going to talk about, like, centralization of metagame, what Stealth Rocks did to so many Pokemon, like, I mean,
Moltres.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I always see people. It's like, oh, you're using legendaries. Legendaries are broken. I think of Moltres and Articuno every fucking time. Like, every time I hear that argument, legendaries are broken.
Regigigas. That Pokemon is ass. No, I mean, I see some potential in Regigigas, but that's not the point because we're not getting into low tiers right now. But it's true that Stealth Rocks destroyed the game. No, it's just that too many Pokemon learn Stealth Rocks for no fucking. Why would Celebi learn Stealth Rocks? It's a fucking grass psychic. It's a little fairy. Why would it get any rock move at all? Stealth Rocks? No. Jirachi. Garchomp.
There's so much stuff.
Like, I could just keep listing them.
Yeah.
Like, I can get how some rock Pokemon can learn it, but it's literally all rock Pokemon and almost all Pokemon in general. Like, and it's such a bad thing for the game. Like, you don't have to work to set it up.
Clefable, Jigglypuff.
Diglett. I've had Digletts fucking set up rocks on me. I'm like, you're fucking kidding me, bro. It's like, I can't switch out and you're gonna set up these for free. Pretty much everything you'd expect it to.
Yeah.
Claydol.
Oh, Deoxys. Oh, that still pisses me off to this day.
Deoxys D. At least it's banned now. But
Yeah.
I remember those days. I enjoyed Deoxys D.
People used to think Deoxys, like, the speed version was fair for setting up shit. Like, before that got banned.
I never had to deal with the speed.
You're lucky. I had to deal with that shit. That, like, you were never winning. Like, you were just. It's always getting fucking hazards up. There's nothing you can do.
And they scarf it, I guess? I mean, sash it. My bad. They sash it, right? Focus sash the speed one?
Oh man, it's been so long. I forget. They probably did though.
Yeah.
Then there's Infernape learns Stealth
Oh yeah,
Rocks.
that's another one. Infernape and Azelf? Like, what the fuck?
I've never understood why Azelf learned Stealth Rocks. I still think if Tyranitar didn't exist, Azelf. Well, if Tyranitar and Scizor did not exist, Azelf might be OU.
I could see it. Was it OU in Diamond Pearl?
I think it was.
Yeah, I can believe it. It's a good Pokemon.
Yeah, it's just Tyranitar and Scizor destroy its viability, but they do that to every Psychic and nobody complains.
Random things, Dialga, Arceus. Well, Arceus learns everything. But,
Oh man, this thing.
what about that thing?
I still think if it didn't have this shit ability, it'd be OU.
Archeops?
Yeah. It has the moveset. It has everything it needs besides the defenses.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it looks good. What's its ability?
It's just that its ability, I think when it gets to half HP, it loses, a special attack and attack get halved.
That's not that bad, though. Like, I never see this thing. I guess it's like it's typing. Well, I mean, that's not bad typing. Rock flying doesn't seem that bad.
No, it gets a good moveset. Like, it gets U-turn.
Damn.
Like,
I guess-
like, Dragon Claw isn't the move. Where is it? It gets a lot of better moves, though.
Stone Edge is generally good.
Heat Wave.
Yeah.
It has like 110 special attack. It gets Stealth Rocks, but I mean,
What doesn't?
But,
Rhyperior is a
yeah,
good Stealth Rocks user.
I feel like if it didn't have that ability, that Pokemon could be OU.
I like Rhyperior's ability. I forgot what it's called.
This thing learns Stealth Rocks.
Drudigon.
I've never even. Well, no, I saw that thing once. Saw somebody try to use it.
Yeah, I saw someone too. It actually can wall a little bit, surprisingly, for a dragon. Solid Rock, yeah. The ability Solid Rock. It makes it so super effective moves do 3/4 damage. I think that would be interesting if next generation some other Pokemon got Solid Rock, because I think Rhyperior is pretty good. Especially in the sand, since it gets a special defense boost, but just its stats in general make it a really great defensive. 115 HP, 130 defense, and then 140 attack.
It's just the typing, though.
Yeah, it's typing, but the fact that it has its ability to lower down super effective moves makes it pretty good, in my opinion. But yeah, I get how it's going to be UU, and it's never going to go to OU, probably. But I think that ability would be interesting to see next generation. So, we're talking about Stealth Rocks and whether Stealth Rocks should be banned, and how do you feel about Stealth Rocks being banned?
I mean, most people's argument to Stealth Rocks is the fact that you can use Rapid Spin and other moves.
Taunt it, I guess, but I mean, they might not go for it. I don't know what other moves.
There is some other moves. Let me go to one right now.
I personally think that Stealth Rock should be banned, but Spikes is okay in my opinion. Because not as many Pokemon learn Spikes, and you can expect the Spikes. You can't always expect the rocks, like from a Terrakion. You're like, this could be a banded Terrakion. I need to switch. Oh, rocks. Cool. Probably the bottom, yeah.
Oh, 101. Okay.
101. So yeah, it is 101 still. Good.
Square. I thought that thing was 99 for sure. No.
Oh wait, yeah, okay. Wow, so Thundurus is 111. I didn't know that. The banned one.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Thundurus, because you don't even need a Scarf on it. You can just run like Specs or something crazy with 145 base attack. Base special attack. So Hydro Pump, Will-O-Wisp, Volt Switch, and what's the last move? Pain Split, yeah. On the defensive set. I think that's the better set. And its typing is pretty good, being a water electric.
Yeah, I mean, like, the only really weakness it has, because of Levitate, is Grass, and you know how Grass offensively is.
Yeah. So pretty much, and like, it can deal with Celebi switching with Signal Beam times 4 effectiveness. There's not much.
I forgot to learn Signal Beam, man.
Yeah, like, there's not much. No matter how special defensive that motherfucking Celebi is, if it switches into a times 4 weakness, it's dying. Pretty much. And like, usually Celebes don't run that much speed. You probably outspeed it just because you run more speed than it does.
But I mean, like, I feel like the Choice Scarf set is predictable, but it still does what it does well. Like, well enough, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So...
But I mean, like, the difference between that and Thundurus is, like, Stealth Rock weakness, water typing, stuff like that.
Yeah. At least, Thundurus gets Volt Absorb.
Yeah, that's true. It actually gets its H... Well,
it just...
Split. No.
I don't think it actually... Does it get its HP back? I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure Volt Absorb, I know it gives you some percentage of HP back or something.
Yeah, 1/4 of your HP. So... Rotom Water. It's nice how it resists water moves, because that's good in general. Because of rain, and because of...
And then it gets to abuse rain thanks to Hydro Pump.
Yeah. I think it's good on a rain team. I really do. And I do see it on rain a lot. That's probably why it's so popular. It's just because rain is popular, which makes sense.
And then after that, we have Starmie.
Starmie
trying to Rabbit Spin for life. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I feel like this Pokemon... I feel like it's just there for the Rapid Spin. Like,
I don't even know what it's there for.
Like, that's what I feel like. I mean, it has the speed, it has the moves, but it just dies. Like, I mean, I don't think I've ever been through like a battle where I just see Starmie like sweep a team and survive.
No, like, it doesn't sweep.
It just dies every time, like somehow. I mean, like a lot of Pokemon die, but not in the way like Starmie dies.
The way that Kadabra dies. I mean, Alakazam. Anyways, like the item is so important on what you run. For Starmie, like, occasionally you'll see a Spec Starmie, but then you can't Rapid Spin. I mean, you could.
I just see that, like, in rain, though. That's usually what I see Specs in.
Yeah, but then you should just run Keldeo. It's well, it's not faster. 106 versus 110?
Yeah, but Starmie's not exactly
115.
Keldeo. Well, even with Thunderbolt, it might.
108. Yeah. Oh, man, I was just wrong. Okay. Keldeo is 108. I think Starmie is 110. It might be 115. We have to check now. I thought I knew this better.
First gen, so it should be right there. Starmie?
B110, 115, dang it. I was right on my second guess. Anyway, so yeah, it's 115 versus 108. But Starmie, Specs, it's true that it can outspeed, so Specs can be helpful, but... and then the natural cure ability is pretty good, just in general.
I hate that ability so much. Like, they switch into Will-O-Wisp.
And, like, you kind of have to run... Like, Life Orb is probably the best item. I see Leftovers kind of a lot, but then you just give up so much when it comes to killing. Like,
that's what I feel too. Like, Starmie needs to get the kill.
Yeah, and it can't even kill with Life Orb.
Yeah,
like, barely.
Like, Life Orb, it generally doesn't. Like,
yeah.
That's what I see.
Like with Leftovers, you're not killing ever. Like, I guess.
In Life Orb, like, you're still like not killing, but you come like within like 5% usually.
Yeah.
And then it dies in one hit.
Because there's the rocks up and the sand up, and it's losing life to Life Orb, and they keep switching and switching every time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're going to go for the water move, I'm going to switch in a water Pokemon. Oh, you're going to go for the electric move, I'm going to switch in an electric Pokemon, or something, you know?
Like, the most general move I see with Starmie is Dragonite is at the end of the game, Starmie switches in, it goes for the Rapid Spin, Starmie does its job, it dies like it should, and then Dragonite goes in and wins the match.
Yep. just to get rid of those rocks.
Yeah, I feel like I mean, it's not the start of the show. Like, it's just there for that rapid spin. Like, that's what I feel like.
I understand, because there's not a lot of good rapid spinners, to be honest. But, so what do you think is the best rapid spinner?
Let's see, we have Hitmontop, we have Tentacruel, we have Fortress, we have Starmie.
Hitmonchan, lols. Does Sand Slash learn it? I'm not too sure. It seems like I should.
I think it does.
I know it learns Spikes. I think it learns it too, like Rapid Spin as well. But that's something you should definitely know if you run Spikes and stuff. You should definitely know all the Rapid Spinners. Yeah, it does learn Rapid Spin. I thought it did. It doesn't really look like it does. Does Claydol learn it? Claydol?
Yep, it does.
Yeah, I thought so. So those are an Excadrill because he's broken.
Cloyster learns it
Cloyster,
too.
yeah. I see it occasionally on Cloyster, and that surprises me. Does Hitmonlee learn it?
Oh man, Donphan. I completely forgot about Donphan.
I forget about Donphan too. I know it has it, but I forgot about it for the time. And then of course Blastoise
I
being...
completely forgot about Donphan.
Blastoise being like the best rapid spinner in UU for the most part.
It's like original rapid spinner.
Yeah, he's the original. He learns it by leveling up. You play blue version and you get your Blastoise.
Back when Stealth Rocks wasn't there.
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck is this shit? Forget this move.
Oh man.
Why doesn't Hitmonlee learn it? Like, if Tyrogue learns it, I don't understand that.
He loses it. I don't know. Well, I mean, yeah, if Tyrogue learns it, that's good enough, right? Can I just keep it as Hitmonlee?
Maybe it has to do with the level it learns it or something like that. Okay. It doesn't learn it by leveling it. How does it learn it? Does it learn it as an egg move?
Move tutor, probably. Well, egg move or move tutor.
If it was an egg move, then
Move tutor? Yeah, it should be.
how could that be a move tutor? There's no way. Rapid spin. Egg move. Okay, so if it learns as egg move, then Hitmonlee should be able to learn it. Why
Well, it doesn't matter if Hitmonlee can learn it. As long as it gets as an egg move, it can evolve in Hitmonlee.
Yeah, that's what I think, but I didn't see it under Hitmonlee's stats, so I'm gonna check Hitmonlee. Rapid spin. Okay, so it can learn it. Never mind.
Okay.
So it doesn't make sense, but Hitmonlee can spin. I can understand Hitmontop because it's a top.
Yeah, I've always thought that made sense for Hitmontop.
Spinda? What the fuck? This Spinda can learn Rapid Spin. That's funny because it has like spinny eyes and shit. It's like, I'm a Spinda!
Yeah, I mean, like it.
The ultimate panda.
Yeah.
So its ability, Contrary, it says moves used on the Pokemon that raise stats lower its stats, and moves used that lower its stats raise its stats. So
It was used for like Serperior.
Yeah.
And Leaf Storm. That's the only one that comes to mind.
So if you use Superpower, it gains a stage of speed and defense, which is pretty cool. But its 60 base stats across the board are pathetic, and it's still a bad Pokemon. But it's a panda, so we have to give it some credit. But I did not know it could learn Rapid Spin. That's the best Rapid Spinner. No, I'm just kidding. So the best Rapid Spinner, I'd still say probably.
I mean, if Excadrill is back, I'd say Excadrill just for the speed.
No way. Like, there's no competition, obviously. But I would say Fortress.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, if they have that hidden power fire.
Then you have Sturdy.
Yeah, but
you can take it. You're like, I'm getting this Rapid Spin off. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, that's what I usually see with Starmie. They always sacrifice Starmie for the Rapid Spin.
Yeah.
Like, if I see a Pokemon that's sacrificed the most for that Rapid Spin, like, it has to be Starmie.
Yeah, I guess I can understand that. But it's just like, in general, you want Rapid Spin on a defensive team because you have to worry about them setting up, kind of. So, Starmie doesn't make sense on a defensive team, really.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Fortress is better for that aspect.
I mean, then Starmie loses to Ferrothorn, too.
Yeah, like a lot of Pokemon.
Yeah, well, a lot of water types. Almost every water type loses to Ferrothorn.
That's why I run Hidden Power Fire on fucking everything.
That's what I started doing, too. Like, that's what it came down to. It's
but
like
it's so annoying on Rain still. Like, Rain is just awful.
Well, that's Rain. That's the fucking power of Rain. That's what shouldn't be in the game to begin with.
Like, if they ban Politoed...
You know how much outrage there would be? Like, some people, like, justify whether it's like, oh, it's my playstyle, you cannot ban it. And I'm like, are you fucking... like, that's your argument?
But I just can't imagine Politoed being on the ban list. He's such a pathetic little, like...
Drizzle. It's not the fucking Politoed, it's the Drizzle. Like, you get rid of Drizzle.
Like, but they banned fucking Blaziken
for Blaziken had speed boost.
Yeah, I mean...
Did you see what it was doing back then? Like,
I know, that wasn't fair at all. I was pissed as fuck the first time I fought that shit.
like
Protect,
Yeah.
high jump kick,
Yeah.
sword dance, game.
He gets the protect. He gets speed boost. It outspeeds your choice card Pokemon, and then kills it. And then they can get 2 lucky protects and get 2 speed boost. And,
Yeah, they predict the switch, go for the sword dance. They just won the game. You should just put down your Game Boy Advance. I don't know.
I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, next we have Fortress, but we've talked about Fortress enough, I think.
Yeah.
And
And
Skarmory.
Skarmory.
Garchomp, yeah, we pretty much covered Garchomp.
Terrakion.
Well, I mean, yeah.
There's very much only 3 good sets for Terrakion. The rocks, the one that sets up rocks and has close combat, Stone Edge, like all of them have, and then 1/4 move being either Earthquake or X Scissor generally, and max speed, max attack.
Then you have probably a super common set of Choice Scarf.
And then the Scarfed one being the most common, Earthquake, close combat. You
They
get all 4 moves, all the good moves.
They run like Quick Attack on band.
Yeah, like you can run Quick Attack on band. I tried it. It doesn't work that well. Like I thought it would be better, but it doesn't actually kill all the time. But yeah, you
There's
can.
no extreme speed.
Yeah,
Some basically doesn't learn extreme speed. Like Arcanine learns
God.
it. You'd think this thing would learn it too.
Some things that learn extreme speed make no sense.
Well, I mean, this is Pokemon. Like half of this shit doesn't make sense.
Entei learn it? Like Entei learns it
They probably
in
does.
some way. So yeah, Focus Sash is of course on the Stealth Rock variant. Wow, the Stealth Rock variant is more popular than the.
Well, no, I think this is
Oh.
lead usage.
Okay,
like
well-
what sets popular for lead usage.
Okay, that makes sense then.
So this is like the most popular lead set.
So Taunt, Close Combat, Stone Edge, Stealth Rocks. Yeah, I can learn Taunt, which is really helpful.
Yeah, I'm always surprised when that thing learns Taunt. Like when it uses Taunt.
It's just a really good Pokemon in general, especially because of Close Combat. Like, Close Combat and Stone Edge are, of course, what makes it good. Both of those moves are really good, but Close Combat, just the fact that it doesn't miss makes it almost better than Stone Edge.
And then there's always switching in on random dark moves and getting like +1.
Yeah, if you get that +1 when you're, like, banded or scarfed even, you just pretty much, like, just sweep.
I love that when you get +1 on banded. Like I just hit Stone Edge and everything just dies. It doesn't matter if it resists.
Mm-hmm. There's not very many dark types in the game, like dark moves.
Well, I mean, there's generally just Dark Pulse, and Crunch, and Pursuit.
Yep. I don't really see Hydreigon use Dark Pulse that often, though. Well, I mean, what's its name?
It uses Dark Pulse on my Rainiclus every time, and I just switch into
yeah.
Terrakion and fucking kill it.
What's its name?
Oh,
Zorak.
oh, man.
Zorak
Yeah.
always uses Dark Pulse or whatever. Like, I don't even know what that
Yeah, but you never see it, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
And next we have a Gliscor.
Gliscor.
I feel like it disappeared. Well, I mean, from the time I like played more, back when Excadrill was not banned,
Mhm.
Gliscor and Skarmory were on every team.
Yeah.
Like they were on every team where you were getting swept. That's what it came down to.
Like, Gliscor is so annoying to deal with. You have to have something on your team to deal with it, or you just, like, lose outright, pretty much. So,
I mean, it's one of my favorite Pokemon defensively.
I understand why. It's so good. Like, what do you think is the best set for it? Because there's a lot of different sets.
That's a hard one. I
Yeah, it's
mean,
definitely tough.
the one I use. It's like some people run Ice Fang, which I see why.
Yeah.
I mean, I've lost matchups because I didn't have Ice Fang.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Ice Fang is, like, one of the better moves it can learn, though. Like, it's one of the better moves, but it's not one of the best moves, in my opinion.
I mean, like the set I run for mine is Taunt, Protect, Earthquake. It's not Protect, Earthquake. What's the last one?
Substitute? I mean, most people run it, but I guess not. Toxic, maybe?
Toxic, yeah.
Okay. So that's kind of a weird set. I think that's a little bit unconventional. Most of the time you see Earthquake, Toxic, Substitute, Protect. Yeah, Substitute Protect is, like, the most common shit I've ever seen in the world. They'll Substitute Protect for days.
Oh yeah, because the plus like 12%.
Yeah, like, they get their full health back when they sub Protect, and then Toxic Earthquake is generally the other two moves. And sometimes they'll run Ice Fang, but, like, if you run Ice Fang, then you can't do shit against Steels because you can't Toxic them. And then if you Ice Fang them repeatedly, like, I don't know, hope for the flinch, I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's what Earthquake's for, but even then, there's some steals. I hate running into Bronzongs a lot for a lot of Pokemon, but yeah, it stops that.
And then they have the Sword Dance set. Sword Dance, Earthquake, Protect, Ice Fang. Maybe not run Protect. Like, you don't necessarily need it, but it's good.
Oh, so wait,
For a Toxic
I
one.
just realized this set doesn't run Taunt. Wow.
Yeah, most of them don't run Taunt. It's not a very common move.
Wow, because like if they don't run taunt, I love switching in Reuniclus.
Yeah.
But I always expect them to have taunt.
You should try switching in more often.
Because, like, without taunt, like, I can just set up for free.
Yeah, you might as well, because, like, the worst case scenario, like, what's the worst case scenario? They taunt you and you have to switch out. It's not that bad.
That's it.
I mean, unless they have, like, Sword Dance and taunt, but that would...
Yeah, that's what I run into. Sword Dance taunt.
Damn.
And it's like...
I like, don't see the Sword Dance set that often.
I either run into Sword Dance taunt or I run into taunt sub.
I have Jirachi, like Choice Scarf Jirachi to deal with it, and Slowbro, because Slowbro can of course wall it, and if like they can Toxic it, but Ice Beam is going to one hit KO it, so they can set up their substitutes, but eventually they're going to have to give up on their game plan and throw out a move like probably Toxic and then get one shotted. So, or just switch, but so that's helpful as long as I don't switch Slowbro too recklessly. I try not to. And the best way to beat Gliscor is to outspeed it.
Yeah, I'd have to agree on that.
But it has 95 base speed. So
yeah, for no reason.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like
that sounds to me like one of the Tentacruel bullshit, like 100.
Yeah, you know that Gligar is really good in like Yu-Yu?
Wow.
Isn't that sad? Gligar, the shitty, like, okay. But yeah, that's a Pokemon that shouldn't have evolved. If Gligar was good, you didn't need Gliscor. But I guess it's okay, I don't know. I don't always have a problem with it, but it's generally annoying. It doesn't usually get kills that easily, it just kind of like pivots, like just...
Yeah, but it does it so well. I mean...
True.
It stops most physical attackers.
Yeah. People will switch that shit on like Choice Banded Kyurem, and then just like Protect Stall me and shit.
Yeah, it's just what it does, protect.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different sets you can use, but I don't think the Sword Dance set is necessarily best because it never really gets strong enough. And
I've never really seen it like sweep or get kills. Like I don't know what it's supposed to get kills against with Sword Dance.
Yeah, me either. So the best set will probably be the most obvious and the one that everyone expects, but it's still good. Just substitute Toxic, Protect, and then Earthquake or Ice Fang. But Earthquake makes more sense, in my opinion. As soon as they find out which one you have, they're just going to switch in the alternate counter. I've seen it time and time again. They switch in, like, I'll switch in Jirachi or something like it. If it's a non-choice Scarf Jirachi, switch it in. Sometimes they don't expect the Scarf and they go for the Earthquake, and then I one-shot them. And I'm like, oh, you have a ×4 weakness to Ice. How does that feel?
And then next up we have Tentacruel.
Tentacruel, I think, is overrated.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, actually.
So...
I mean, it's on rain teams, and it's there for, Rain Dish.
Yeah, Rain Dish.
Yeah, Black Sludge. That general bullshit.
Like, Rain Dish, Protect, obviously, is good.
Yeah, it's gonna have Rapid Spin no matter what.
I've seen Substitute on it before, which is...
Yeah, it's one step below.
It's good. And, of course, it has the Rapid Spin, which makes sense. Like, I see how it's good on a rain team, but that's about it.
Yeah, on every other team, it's just subpar.
Yeah, and I see it so often, and I don't understand why. I don't think Toxic Spikes is that good. Like, I've tried Toxic Spikes a lot, and it's just, like, all Steels are immune to it, all Flyings are immune to it, all Levitate users are immune to it.
And there's just so many in the fucking metagame.
And if you switch into Poison at all, it just eats it up. It eats them up. You're like, I spent 2 turns gonna set... No. Like, you just don't set them up in the first place. If they have all Flying, which sometimes they do. Sometimes they have all Flying, Levitate, Steel
I see
Pokemon.
that. That's... like the really top tier teams.
Yeah, like they all have that, and the one Pokemon they don't is like a choice banded Kyurem. It's like, oh, I'm getting poisoned. Oh no, I'm gonna kill your whole team anyways. Or like, yeah, it doesn't matter. So, like setting up 1 layer, like usually people don't set up 2 layers because it takes a lot of time and it's a real investment. And
even then, it's not like worth the cost.
Yeah, it really isn't. So if they have a poison Pokemon on their team, just don't set it up in the first place because they're just gonna switch it in and eat it like it's nothing. Like I mean, I guess it kind of forces a switch, and then but I don't know. Like it's not that good defensively because of its typing. It has a lot of weaknesses.
Killed by earthquakes all the time.
And it can't kill, so I mean it can't really kill. I mean I have played a Life Orb. I fought a Life Orb Tentacruel and it still didn't kill me. It tried everything, literally everything, but it could not get a kill. It killed itself, actually, because the sandstorm was up. So.
I mean, I don't feel like there's much to talk about on Tentacruel, though, compared to other Pokemon. Oh, next we have Salamence. Oh.
Salamence is overrated, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, I really don't think Salamence is one of the better dragons.
Well, I mean, compared to, like, Latios, I still think Latios is
Yeah, like Latios is better. I think Garchomp is better. Kyurem Black is better in my opinion. But I believe in Kyurem Black. Other people don't believe in it, but I believe in it. What do you like about Salamence? What do you think is the best set?
I mean, there's only 3 sets that come to mind. Like, you have Choice Scarf, there's Mix, and then there's, like, the really old Life Orb Sweeper set. And the Life Orb one is not one I see. Well, the Life Orb physical.
Like Dragon Dance on the Life
Yeah.
Orb one? Okay.
I've lost to the Sweeper, to the Mix-Men set before.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guessed wrong. That's what it's there for. I fucking guessed wrong.
I just wall all 3 with Slowbro like I don't give a fuck. They go set up your Dragon Dance. Okay. Ice Beam. One-shotted. Scarf. Ice Beam. Mixments. Ice Beam. But, so you think the Mixments is the better one. And I can agree that it's probably the best. I think the Scarfed one is good just because of Moxie. Like,
if it didn't have Moxie, I wouldn't agree with the Scarf one, actually.
Yeah, but it's just like, that's what everyone expects. Like, whenever they see Salamence, they expect Scarf Moxie.
And they switch in their physical Pokemon, and then I just go for a Draco Meteor, so that's what I like about that. Because the Scarf set is popular.
Yeah, the Scarf set is what everyone expects, and it's kind of easy to counter.
If it wasn't as popular, then I'd have a much harder time running Mixments, because they wouldn't, like, a lot of people they've never seen it.
Yeah. And if you look at the other Scarfed Pokemon, that are common, it's like Jirachi,
Terrakion, Keldeo.
And Keldeo, yeah. And those all beat
Garchomp,
yeah.
Sometimes.
They should beat Garchomp, like, I mean, yeah.
They all beat Salamence because of the speed.
Yeah, they all beat Salamence because of the speed, except Jirachi, which ties with it. And if you're going for, like, the Outrage or something like that, you're not going to kill. You're going to get Ice Punch and you're going to lose. So, it generally loses to other Scarfed users, and you're just really relying on getting that Moxie boost. And Moxie is nice and everything, but even with the Moxie boost, it's like, why don't you just set up a Dragon Dance? Like, I don't know.
And do the same thing.
Yeah, ×4 weakness to Ice still sucks.
Well, I mean, with Choice Scarf, it's just that you don't have to set up the Dragon Dance. You just get it immediately.
Yeah, you literally get it, because you have the Scarf for the speed, and you have the attack with Moxie. It's an interesting set, but it's expected, so... And then the Mixments, it's still fragile as hell.
Yeah, it still does.
It still dies.
I mean, you can run Intimidate on it. I mean, like, you don't even necessarily need to run Moxie.
True. Are you running Moxie?
I run Moxie, but it doesn't really help as much. I probably really should run Intimidate.
Yeah, I like Intimidate. It's pretty helpful. Like, just the ability in general.
Because for Moxie, the only things it's boosting is Outrage and Earthquake.
Mm-hmm. And Outrage is always risky, and Earthquake doesn't hit flying.
I almost never go for fucking Outrage, because it's not Scarfed anymore, so...
Yeah.
Like,
I always feel so...
And the Earthquake, it's like, even if it was boosted, it's probably still not going to kill.
True. And there's so many Levitates.
It does help, though, because it generally gets kills off Draco Meteor and Fire Blast.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time they switch in Pokemon to, like, Revenge Kill it, so it doesn't...
Yeah, I think Intimidate is kind of more helpful. Like, if you can predict right.
I probably should just go for Intimidate instead, because I could force a lot more switches and end up getting, like, 2-hit KO instead of 1.
Like, especially if you're expecting something like a Terrakion to go for a close combat and you switch it in just for the Intimidate, and then you can just make another switch. Like, if they aren't banded or scarfed, and since it's one stage lower in an attack, that'll actually help you significantly, because a whole stage in speed is pretty significant.
Full attack?
Yeah, in anything, really. A stage in anything is really significant. So,
but yeah, it loses to pretty much... Well, the only Dragon... it probably loses to Dragonite too, honestly.
Definitely.
Like, if Dragonite's multi-scale up, I don't think... Outrage might.
It's not going to.
Really?
I can almost guarantee you.
Like,
multi-scale. Didn't I just show you his defensive stat?
Even with,
I'm pretty sure, like, okay, maybe with Outrage, but with Dragon Claw, certainly not.
I mean, Draco Meteor, not many people run Draco Meteor.
Draco Meteor, yeah, I could see that. That's why the mix.
Wow. It is the third most common.
I think the mix set is the better set. So, special attack, and then speed. It makes sense.
Well, the attack, if I'm right, was there to 2-hit KO Blissey. So, but you can do that if you have Stealth Rock, so that's why I just put all mine in special attack.
No.
It just depends on whether Stealth Rocks is up or not.
So it seems like it's pretty much even for Intimidate. Well, it's pretty close to even for Intimidate or Moxie for the mixed use. I mean, mixed mints.
Yeah, I feel like it's rare that it's ever going to sweep.
True.
And even then, I have a lot of opportunities to switch in with if I had Intimidate,
Mm-hmm.
then Moxie, and Moxie, it just has Earthquake and Outrage. Like that, it's not good enough in my opinion.
Yeah. I guess the disappeal, like one of the unappealing things about using Intimidate is it kind of lets your opponent know that you're not running Scarf because they're probably not going to run Intimidate Scarf.
Oh man, yeah, that's right. I can't bluff that anymore.
Yeah, so you might want to stick with Moxie. I mean,
Yeah, if I run Moxie, I can still bluff it.
yeah, it's so important too.
Because like that's what I do a lot. I bluff them out of the switch, and then I just kill the Pokemon because of the surprise factor.
Yeah, and people do the opposite with the Scarfed one. They'll put Intimidate on it with the Scarfed one just because they want to trick people, and sometimes it works. But
So I guess there's that too. It's like even though Intimidate would be the better set, I lose the element of surprise,
yeah, the element of surprise is significant too.
especially in the latter. I mean,
Yeah,
like, you're only getting that one game. I mean, like gimmicks work.
yeah. If you manage to get like a Smash Pass off and just sweep your opponent's whole team, it doesn't matter. A win is a win. Do whatever it takes. No, I'm just gonna. If you have to flinch your opponent to death with Jirachi, guys, you got to do it. Do what you got to do.
Oh man, next is Espeon.
Espeon is interesting. Like, I've always thought of Espeon like Alakazam. Like, I think of them as being, Glass Cannon, Psychic Pokemon, but somehow people run max HP, max defense.
They seriously.
And they go for, like, Morning Sun on their Sun team and gain 70% of their health back. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, you see this, max HP, max defense is the most popular
What
set.
the I
Calm Mind, Stored Power, Hidden Power,
They finally
Fighting.
gave up on trying to run like special attack speed.
It sucks ass. I tried it. I tried the special attack. It sucks ass. You can't get kills for shit. Like, it's worse than Alakazam, which is saying something, because Alakazam...
I mean, doesn't it
Can't
have
get
like
kills.
110 special attack?
I thought it was 130. Yeah, it's 130 special attack.
Oh,
And it can't get kills for shit, I'm telling you.
There's no way it's 130.
It's 130, I'm pretty sure. All the EVs have 130.
Oh my.
Yeah, 130. And look at this, 65 base defense, 65 HP, and they run it defensive as hell.
But
like,
what 130 and it's not getting kills?
They can't get kills for shit.
You know how much I wish my Pokemon had like 130 attack style? Like Salaman's 130 special attack? I wish.
I was using the Life Orb version for a while, like max speed, or well, max special attack, like modest, max speed, Life Orb, and it did not get kills for shit. No matter what I did.
Like Gillescent 130, man, I wish.
I'm pretty sure you have to run specs. Like, that's the only way. I never see specs, though.
I used to always see just special attack speed. That was it.
So the next most popular one...
So Baton Pass, Calm Mind. I'm actually surprised because I used to not see Baton Pass, Calm Mind as much.
I see that one like really often. I see Calm Mind almost every time, but
Yeah,
it's really
Calm
easy
Mind,
to counter.
Calm Mind I do see, but Baton Pass and then Stored Power?
I always just phase them out.
Oh, Hidden Power Fighting because if they tried to run that set, Tyranitar would just rape it.
Yeah. So that seems like a
But
pretty
then
good
again,
set.
Scissor still rapes it anyway, so... can't you just pursuit the Baton Pass and kill it?
No.
Oh, you can't?
No.
It doesn't work like that?
That's why things like Celebi run it in the first place. Celebis will run Baton Pass
Just so they don't get...
without Nasty Plot. Like, they'll just run it to escape pursuit, and it's really good because like sometimes your opponent, like you're expecting your opponent to switch, but you're not sure if you Baton
Well,
Pass.
that's like U-turn.
Yeah. I mean, it really is like U-turn.
It's just that it's not attack. Like, you don't get the attack and damage them bullshit.
Damage this much with your weak ass fucking Celebi. With the bug move, physical bug move when you're a special attack Pokemon usually. But so I like Baton Pass on Celebi, and I think this set actually does look good for Espeon. Baton Pass, Hidden Power Fighting, Calm Mind, Store Power. Max HP, max defense for special defense or
Yeah,
less.
I mean, I guess they learned Hidden Power Fighting after they got raped by Tyranitar.
And of course, the reason that this Pokemon is even in OU is its ability, Magic Bounce or whatever.
Even then, I still don't like that ability.
I don't either. I thought it would be good when I first.
Like, you have to predict right perfectly.
Yeah, like, and it's so easy to predict because like anytime I send in my Fortress, I'm like, you're sending an Espeon, Volt Switch, like every time.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take the risk.
And like, same here, like, when I had to set up with Tyranitar, like, Stealth Rocks or Skarmory Spikes, like, the Espeon always switches in.
Yeah.
Well, except Tyranitar, because...
That's risky as fuck. Like, if they did that,
Yeah.
it's like they don't even know if you run rocks because not that many run rocks.
I mean, Tyranitar they won't switch in on, but Skarmory they'll surely fucking switch in on.
Okay, so the second most popular set is the light screen one, and I do see
I
that
used
one
to
a
see
lot.
that a lot. I used to.
I understand why it's good because it can set up screens with max
Like-
HP, max special defense.
What I used to see is Light Screen Reflect Baton Pass. That's what I used to see.
Me too. I see that on like they'll switch into like Volcarona and whatnot.
Yeah.
And the other moves being Psychic and Hidden Power Fire. So that's probably more for a Sun team.
And the Hidden Power Fire is there for Ferrothorn. I got tired of getting walled by that too. I guess they couldn't get the best of both worlds, so they had to settle for fighting and take on like Tyranitar and Ferrothorn.
That's always a tough choice when you have the choice between a fighting move and a fire move. Because it's like fighting moves don't hit Ghost at all, so that can be kind of annoying if that's like one of your main attacking moves against like Gengar or whatever. But fire versus Ferrothorn and Scissor is good, except when they're running Rain, in which case you might as well have fighting.
Well, I mean, that's fucking Rain, though. I mean, that's just like Rain's bullshit. That's part of it. That's why I don't want it in the game. Like,
yeah, I mean, if Rain wasn't in the game, Hidden Power Fire would be better, and I think that would be a good thing for the game. So,
yeah, but they'll defend Rain to the death. Like, they will defend Rain.
It seems like those are the main two sets. Like, I'm not really seeing any others. You're seeing leftovers. We're still not seeing like Life Orb. Still not seeing Life Orb.
I saw Light Clay.
Huh?
I saw Light Clay.
Well, yeah, Light Clay, of course. If you're running, that's the most popular. Okay, so choice specs all the way down here with Signal Beam, Grass Knot, Hidden Power Fire, Psyshock. That makes sense. Expert Belt, because you're lulz. Expert Belt is always lulz. You're like, oh, that did so much damage. He's probably specs. It's like, no, Expert Belt, bro. It's like, what the fuck? Especially when they're trying everything to figure it out. They're like, he doesn't have leftovers. He's scarfed. It's like, no, he's not scarfed. He's fucking, like, what does he have?
They use Trick to figure it out.
Trick, you have a fucking Expert Belt, bro. I like Expert Belt. No, I don't really. It's okay though. Okay, I was using Expert Belt on a Virizion pretty effectively.
No. Did we cover most of Volcarona at the start? And with the Stealth Rocks talk?
Not really. I don't think we've talked that much about Volcarona.
We talked about it slightly with Stealth Rocks.
Oh yeah, just that it loses to Stealth Rocks. Yeah, I think we've pretty much talked about it. Its stats are impressive, but its typing, it's kind of unfortunate.
I mean, I'm glad they started running Hidden Power Rock instead of Hidden Power Ground, because that's what they used to run.
Really?
Yeah, it was basically a decision between those two for sweepers.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I tried running it, I just ran Life Orb. Like, it was only switching in once, and it was either dying or getting a kill. Like,
yeah.
That's how I treated it. Like,
I mean, some people use Scarf on it.
Like, I treated it like people treat Gengar.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's getting that one kill.
Yeah.
And
then it dies.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the Hidden Power Rock is because of Dragon Flying. It's mainly for that. Oh, and Gyarados. That was the other one.
I can understand. I switched in both those Pokemon against this Pokemon for days.
Yeah, and that's why it runs Hidden Power Rock now instead of Hidden Power Ground. They finally learned. Like, they used to run Hidden Power Ground because Heatran.
Yeah.
But Heatran can't really do much back, and Hidden Power Rock still gets past it. So.
Yeah, when I was testing Heatran, whenever I switch it in, like sometimes I would try. I wonder what happens when I switch it on Volcarona, and they always switch out. So
they shouldn't switch out. I mean, there's not much Heatran can do back to Volcarona.
I always just like burn it with because instead I was using is max special defense, max HP, and then toxic protect.
Oh yeah, if you have
Roar.
toxic, it
and I have roar. That's the main reason I switch it in is because of roar. Like when they go to setup.
Yeah, because if it doesn't have toxic or roar, which probably would be never, but
I mean, otherwise it's like specs. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, it is kind of risky for them to stay in against Heatran
because they do have the option to boost up and just go for Hidden Power Rock, but
yeah, I mean, obviously you can't go for the fire move, and the bug move isn't going to do much. The rock move, yeah, I guess it'll do neutral.
That's what it's there for. Yeah, I'm glad they finally learned to use Hidden Power Rock instead of Hidden Power Ground.
I actually do see Giga Drain a lot. I'm surprised that it's not one of the more popular.
Well, it's just because it gets walled by the same stuff that Bug Buzz does, so they don't they want to cover too much.
Yeah. I don't see Roost on it too often. I understand.
I saw Rest more than Roost.
Yeah, Roost isn't that good.
Like, I didn't even know it could learn Roost. I mean, I see Morning Sun. I never knew it learned Roost.
I did, because I tried it, and it didn't work out well.
Wow.
So, it's an okay Pokemon overall, but you have to be smart when you use it, and...
Sun Team?
Yeah, it's best on a Sun Team, obviously. Like, Morning Sun is pretty interesting on it, but you don't really need it. You want to have coverage when you use it. So, of course, max special attack, max speed is pretty standard, but you can run different things like HP and defense.
Yeah, I used to see that bulky, like a bulky version, and it used to run like Chesto Rest.
Oh wow!
That's what people used to try, and it didn't work.
I mean, it's got to be nice when that goes off. Though you get off like a couple of.
Yeah, that's what they went for: Quiver Dance, Quiver Dance, Quiver Dance, Rest, but then they only have 2 moves, so
Yeah, and
then you just get walled by Gyarados and like Salamence and Dragonite.
yeah,
And then Gyarados is up.
Gyarados, I'm surprised. Like, I don't think it's.
I think the only reason that this is this high is because we're on Pokemon Online.
Yeah.
Like, straight up. I think if we were on Pokemon Showdown and they had a usage statistics, it would not be this high.
So let's talk about Gyarados. Gyarados is a really interesting Pokemon. Like, every generation,
I've
been OU.
lost like so many fucking battles since like it just runs a different set every time. Like, the problem I have with it, it has Tyranitar Mew syndrome, where I just run into different sets.
I know that feeling.
Like
The most popular set, and I agree with this being the most popular set, the Waterfall Substitute Bounce Dragon Dance. And I'm not really sure exactly why this is the most popular set, but it is the one I see most often. It's EVs being 88 HP, 248 attack, 4 defense, and 168 special defense. And ability being pretty split between Moxie and Intimidate.
I mean, they're both good. I mean, like
Yeah, both of its abilities are very good. I think, like, I was running a Choice Scarfed Gyarados for a while, and it was good because it would get surprise kills.
Then there's Moxie.
And then Moxie, yeah, you could, like, sweep them.
Sort of like Salamence in a way.
Yeah, it was
same type of thing.
sort of like Salamence, but it was just like that. You see Choice Scarfed Gyarados a lot less. Like, people don't expect it at all for the most part.
Same thing like the surprise factor with
Mixments, I
yeah,
guess? Yeah,
pretty much.
So, and of course it's running leftovers. Like most of the time, it's gonna run leftovers. I would say it's the best Dragon Dance user in the game.
Like, I think the only problem it really has is Ferrothorn.
It could run HP Fire. Oh no, it can't. Never mind. Take that back.
Like, that's the only problem I've ever seen with it.
Yeah.
Like, once Ferrothorn got introduced, but even then, apparently the usage is still high. But this is Pokemon Online, not Pokemon Showdown.
One of the most interesting sets I see with it, like, I think this is pretty cool. Using it as a lead Pokemon, that way, like, you don't have the Stealth Rocks problem as much, and then, like, mostly defensive, like, probably, I don't know max HP, max defense, but a lot of HP and defense, because most people use a lot of physical Pokemon, and you use Thunder Wave and Dragon Dance, and, like, Thunder Wave is just a good move to start out with, because, you know, it slows everything down, and it's a real surprise factor, because, you know, as he was saying, Gyarados runs like every set in the world, so just surprising people even more with Thunder Wave, because that's something they'll never expect. And you can even go for paraflinching at that point, like with Waterfall. Like, I've had success with that.
I'm actually kind of surprised I don't see Taunt on here.
Taunt is amazing.
Like, I run into so many fucking Taunt... There we go, third set. Alright. Because I run into so many Taunt Gyaradoses that stop me from phasing them out.
But yeah, so you can go Thunder Wave, like, as they go for the switch, and then, like, substitute. And then you can get the Parahacks off, and then, like, more substitute, paraflinching. Like,
with Waterfall.
Yeah, I mean, it's really unique, and it throws people off. That's what I like about that set. Like, it's... So, I mean, that's just an idea that I'm having, but I haven't tested it out too much. But, yeah, probably I would try out, to start out, max HP, max defense, substitute. I don't know if you need Dragon Dance. Substitute, maybe Stealth Rocks if you can learn it. I'm pretty sure it can. Who can't learn? And then Thunder Wave, Waterfall, and Thunder Wave, Waterfall. What was the third move? Substitute. So then, in 1/4 move, you could use something for coverage like Earthquake, Stone Edge, or Ice Fang.
We forgot to talk about its bad matchups too. Being Starmie because of Thunderbolt.
Yeah, Starmie.
Starmie, sometimes Latios if it's what's it called, Life Orb.
Yeah.
Rotom Wash.
And Thundurus.
Yeah, Thundurus.
Those are the main ones, because anything with an electric move at all, ×4 weakness, get wrecked.
But there's not that many.
Yeah, that's true. There's, like, there's just not a lot of Thunderbolt users in general.
I mean, there's Gengar, but Gengar has better things it could run.
I do see Thunderbolt a lot on Gengar, so I probably wouldn't take the risk. If it switches in, it definitely has it. So what was I going to... Oh, yeah. So... Its base stats are 95 HP, which is really good, 125 attack, 79 defense.
I was surprised about the special defense.
Yeah, I'm actually not surprised, because I knew it had 100 base special defense. And that's one of the things that people kind of overlook, how bulky it naturally is. And yeah, if you buff up the defense and the HP, it actually becomes a relatively bulky Pokemon. Like, it still doesn't seem great, 95, 79, 100, being like defensive, but its typing is good. Water, flying is good typing in my opinion, because like I know that you lose to thunder like crazy, but you don't lose to that many other things. And I like it. I don't know. It's good in my opinion. I like it as a defensive typing. So its weaknesses are just thunder and rock, and then it resists fire, water, fighting, which is what I like. Fighting and ground resistance is really nice, and it resists bug and steel.
Yeah, the only problem it has is just like, oh, I forgot Terrakion, Choice Scarf Terrakion.
Yeah, Choice Scarf Terrakion kills it. It does have kind of a lot of bad matchups, but you don't use it, like, I don't think you should use it as a sweeper too much, because I did try the Scarf set for a while, and it doesn't do that well as a sweeper, like with Moxie Boost, and sometimes it'll work, though. But one of the, like, most basic sets that I like is having kind of, like, a good EV spread, and this is, like, classic Diamond, where you go, like, Dragon Dance, Taunt, Waterfall, and then one other move being, like, Earthquake, Ice Fang, or Stone Edge. That's just, like, the classic Gyarados set, and it is still good, because it's, like, people try to phase you out or something like that when you go for Dragon Dance with like their
Skarmory. Yeah, that's what I always try. And
Skarmory, and then you just taunt them, and then waterfall them.
And then I have to switch out, and then I lose the match because I guess wrong. Because it runs a million sets, and I happen to guess wrong on what set it was running.
Because just with one Dragon Dance, it becomes such a good Pokemon, because like its stats are just so good. Like the only thing it's lacking is speed at 81, I believe. 81 base. Yes. So that's not that bad. And then 125 attack, you get one Dragon Dance off, and you're in a good position. I know that like the way the meta is now, that's not necessarily a good position, but it depends on your opponent's team really. Like generally, people will have outs to a +1 +1 Gyarados, but if you bring it in at the right time, then they won't have an out kind of.
So late game sweeper.
Maybe like a mid to late game sweeper. And as I said, like I like the set I was talking about as a lead with the Thunder Wave substitute paraflinching kind of thing, but that's kind of just an idea. And the Scarf set can also be used, and the fact that it's just so unpredictable is what makes it cool. And I really like Gyarados. It's one of my favorite Pokemon.
And what do we have up? Oh, Alakazam. Oh, wait, no, I was looking up too far.
Ninetales.
Oh my, son.
I just have to see like this guy's base stats, because they just don't seem good. Like I just don't see the Pokemon as being too good. I know it has 100 base speed, so it loses the Weather War. It's the worst weather Pokemon pretty much. I understand like the appeal being that it looks cool, I guess. I mean it looks really cool when it's shiny especially. So wow,
well,
these are
Ninetales. I mean people, like a lot of people like weather. Like they really do. Like they really like that playstyle. 81. Oh my.
So its base stats are 73 HP, 76 attack, 75 defense, 81 special attack, 100 special defense, and 100 speed. So that 181 special attack, like they're relying on like choice specs, fire blast. Like I don't know, that's kind of not very much. And when people try to run the defensive set, when it only has 75 base defense.
Well, I mean, they have to run the defensive set because they want to survive the weather war, and it's like it just doesn't work like that because your Pokemon is weak to Stealth Rocks and like weak to Choice Scarf Terrakion, and like, it just doesn't work like that. I mean, people run pretty much every weather Pokemon, well, Choice Band Tyranitar and Choice Specs Politoed, but they try to run them defensively.
I like this sentence. Ninetales is fairly useless outside of its ability.
Well, I mean, you could say that for Politoed and like Tyranitar too.
Tyranitar is a beast without it.
Tyranitar can still pursue Trap and kill like half of OU. Well, not half OU, but all the Psychics.
So the most common set doesn't surprise me at all.
They run Roar?
Yeah.
Damn. All the ones I fight like never used Roar. Man.
It makes sense.
Must be new. Like,
I don't know. I've seen it a lot. I don't try to set up on that thing, but
like they used to never run Roar when I fought them.
I don't know what the fuck they were running. So
like they were running like fucking Hypnosis sometimes.
Dude, I hate when that shit works. Hypnosis, that pisses me off. And then Solar Beam when the bad players want to run Solar Beam.
Yeah, like, and it works. It's because like you expect them to be good and they go for the Solar Beam.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like you were expecting them to be a decent player, they go for Solar Beam because they don't know what the hell they're doing. It's like I could switch to my Tyranitar and stop this, but it's like, yeah.
So the most common set, Roar, Flamethrower, Sunny Day, Will-O-Wisp. It pretty much has to run Will-O-Wisp.
Sunny Day? Oh,
Yeah, they run.
They just changed to Sunny Day now?
Yeah, because they can't
finally,
win the weather war.
Yeah, like, they finally got tired of losing to Politoed and Tyranitar?
Everything. All 4 of the weather inducers they lose to. All the non-Uber.
They even lose to... Oh, wait.
Hippowdon,
They lose to Abnisto?
Dude, it has 50? Fuck, we just looked this shit up.
Oh, you mean speed-wise?
Yeah, 40.
Like, okay. Because I was going to say, like, matchup-wise, I would hope Sun could beat fucking, like, Hail.
No, I just mean for setting up your weather.
Yeah.
But, so...
But yeah, Sunny Day, damn. I used to see such, like, weird sets on Ninetales.
I do see Sunny Day kind of a lot. So... You have to, like, I think Will-O-Wisp is kind of a staple because it's a good move.
Stops you from getting killed by Tyranitar?
Yeah. And, like, I think you should run Will-O-Wisp. The set that doesn't run it seems to be the Life Orb set with Solar Beam, Fire Blast.
Life Orb?
Hidden Power, Ground.
Life Orb? Solar Beam?
Sunny Day. Like, yeah, Life Orb, Solar Beam. I don't know.
Like, only on Pokemon Online? Like...
I don't know about that set. I don't see the Life Orb set very often.
Solar Beam? Life Orb, Solar... Like, can you really defend that?
I'm not... I was just thinking about it for a moment.
Life Orb, Solar Beam.
These people running Flash Fire need to die. No, I'm just kidding. But, they must not know.
Like, Life Orb, Solar Beam, man. Like, I'm sorry, but only on Pokemon Online are you, like... No.
So... like, what exactly can this Pokemon do apart from setting up Sun and Will-O-Wisp?
Apparently it can phase. I didn't even know it could fucking do that.
Yeah, it can phase. And then it can Hypnosis like a boss.
Yeah. That's what I used to see. That there really is.
Yeah, they just try it and try it and try it until they die. That's such a bad, that's such a bad idea, though.
It is. I mean, but when it works, it works. I mean, if it works, it's godlike. If it misses, it's not.
The EVs, for the most common one, Timid Nature, max HP, 120 defense, 136 special defense. So
what are they running the speed for, though?
No speed, special.
Oh,
defense.
special defense. Sorry,
Right.
I was seeing that wrong.
Makes sense. You want a defensive weather Pokemon.
Yeah, so you don't lose the weather war.
Yeah,
even though you're running Ninetales and you're already like not running a defensive Pokemon by running Ninetales.
Like, I can understand the Life Orb set because Sun is actually really good offensive. Like, you can't really run defensive Sun, but you can run extreme offensive Sun. Yeah, he'll run Solar Beam on all 6 of his Pokemon, and he'll win every match except when he fights a Weather Team, which is always. Oh, man. So he'll lose every match otherwise. No, I'm just kidding.
It's just Solar Beam. Like, you have Energy Ball. You could run that. Like,
I've seen it.
But it's fucking Solar Beam. Like, it's like you lose the fucking Weather War if you go for that move. I mean, if you guess right, you get a Solar Beam off. You're probably still not gonna fucking kill them because it's Ninetales. Like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just go for Energy Ball. I mean, I understand it's Ninetales and you want the extra power, but the extra power versus your Ninetales dying, and like your Volcarona not getting that Sun anymore, your Venusaur not getting that Sun anymore, losing the Weather War completely. Like,
I could just see like the worst possible situation for when you're going for Solar Beam and you have to charge that shit up. Just like your opponent can do anything the fuck they want. Dude, I saw Hyper Beam on a Hydreigon. I'm like, what is this shit? It actually killed one of my Pokemon because I was walling it. I'm like, I know I can take one more hit, and it goes for the Hyper Beam and kills me. I'm like, you're fucking kidding me.
Like Hyper Beam, I forgot that movie existed.
Me too.
Like, but I haven't seen it in years. Like
I recorded the match. I'll show you because it was a good match. But yeah, then I just revenge killed it because you have to charge a turn. So that's like the worst thing. It's not like you can switch out. You have to literally just wait there and let your opponent do whatever the fuck they want. If they want to Dragon Dance, then they're gonna Dragon Dance. But so Ninetales, a bad Pokemon overall. It sets up Sun. People like Sun because Ninetales looks cool, and Sun is.
Well, I mean, they like Sun as a playstyle too, even though I fucking hate like most of the weather in general. That's me. Sun
is generally like offensive, but it can have defensive aspects because you kind of want to run like Fortress kind of because
like Leech Seeds at all, like in Sun or not. I mean, I've never even really seen too many Leech Seed Pokemon in Sun.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. But like Ferrothorn, just for getting rid of rocks because your whole team is weak to it. Volcarona.
Didn't they used to run that deer?
Oh, Salzbucks?
Yeah, that grass normal.
Yeah, I don't.
You know, like it's like right by what's called Mach Punch Breloom.
I've seen Shiftry.
Shiftry, really?
It gets chlorophyll.
I mean, I know it gets chlorophyll, but like.
It's
Shiftry?
Yeah,
like,
Shiftry, bro.
Like,
I don't know.
I mean, what could it...
Over Venusaur, too. I'm like, over Venusaur, but it did well. Like, I don't know.
Over Venusaur?
I don't think it's better than Venusaur, but I've seen it, so...
Like, Venusaur, like...
If you like your fire Pokemon. Like, people trying Charizard and shit, that's bad. Don't try Charizard and OU.
Every time I see Charizard,
like, just because you have your ability that, like... what's it?
They feel like running every fucking fire type they can. Just like Hail feels like running every ice type.
Yeah. But I think you can have, like, a good defensive aspect with Sun, but you want to keep the offensive pressure up. Like, maybe have 1 or 2 defensive Pokemon. Like, maybe 3 if you're including Ninetales.
I mean, I almost always see Fortress.
Yeah.
Like this is how it goes. I see Ninetales, Fortress, Venusaur, random X, X, X.
Volcarona, Heatran.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, I see him on top sometimes.
I never see him on top. And
Really?
OU, bro. It's a UU Pokemon.
I see him on top a lot on fucking Sun teams for some reason.
I don't know. It kind of walls some stuff. Like,
I don't know why, but like I
Landers.
see it on Sun. Like I don't see it on Rain. I mean, on Rain they're smart. They just run Fortress. But on Sun, like maybe it's the quality of players on Sun. Who knows?
it could be.
I mean, when I see people running Sun and I see people running Hail, like I just don't think that much of them. Like that's just how it is.
I did try Hitmontop for a while. It's a pretty bad Pokemon. Like, just...
It's got that special defense, but the HP is so
The
shit.
HP is so shitty. Like, I didn't even know, like, 95 base attack is surprising, because it's never killed anything in its life. Like,
it has close combat.
It has close combat, and it's never killed a Pokemon in its life. No, I'm just kidding.
Like, I mean, I always thought it looked cool. Like
I've never thought it looked cool. I
thought
hated
it looked cool. It was like a fucking Beyblade spinning top Pokemon.
I absolutely hated the way it looked. It's like fucking Medicham. I hate those 2 Pokemon, like, appearance-wise. But, I think it has some potential. Like, it's cool that it's a Foresight spinner, and it's probably the best Foresight spinner. The best thing about it is pretty much Intimidate, to be honest. Like, if you're not running Intimidate, I don't know what you're doing.
I mean, I used to see some try to run Mach Punch. They used to try to run, let me see, what was it, Rapid Spin? Like, the sets I used to run into actually didn't have Foresight for some reason. They used to run Close Combat, Rapid Spin, I think Stone Edge,
What the fuck?
and Mach Punch.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's the type of sets I used to fucking
That
run.
sounds bad. Like, generally it's Foresight, Spin, like, I was using Rest, because I had Heal Bell, and, what was the... Close Combat, yeah. Just says your one attacking move. But, so what do you think is a good Jirachi counter?
Dude, you don't counter Jirachi. It just hacks your Pokemon to
No,
death. Like, there's no fucking...
I have an idea for a counter.
There's no counter to that. Your Pokemon just gets hacked to death, and you just, like, deal with it. Like, that's RNG. Like...
What about Lucario? Its ability, Steadfast?
Oh, yeah, the non-flinch abilities.
It says if it would flinch, it gains a stage of speed. So it outspeeds and earthquakes and one-shots.
It won't one-shot.
It will do
Choice
damage.
Band,
It will do
Choice
damage.
Band, like, Choice Band
Okay.
fucking Terrakia on Earthquake does not one-shot.
It'll do damage. I was joking. Okay. I was over-exaggerating. It'll do damage.
Don't tell me that.
Okay.
Lucario's Earthquake.
But still, I think Lucario is a legitimate counter to Jirachi, and I think it can counter almost every set. Not every set, because a lot of them like to run Fire Punch.
Okay, so what happens after it runs Fire Punch or Ice Punch and you get frozen and then
Okay.
what? Or what happens after it body slams you and you just get Parahax?
You hope not to get Parahax. No, you're Steel type. You hope to ball, and you hope, and you hope, and you hope, and you hope.
And then it doesn't work. Like, it just hacks us past everything. Like, that's just how it wins.
But, like, legitimate...
I mean,
we both agree that it should be banned.
I mean, look at that. Like, look at that. I mean, come on.
We both agree that it should be banned, but until it gets banned, we have to deal with it. So, I think Lucario is a legitimate counter. Metagross is a legitimate counter.
I mean, I almost feel like having that as, like, my, like, logo right now.
Avatar.
Like, that's just how I win matches. Like, just,
I will send that to the next person who complains, because a lot of people complain whenever I flinch them to death. They'll, like, be like, oh, you're such a bad player because you flinched me to death. I'm like, dude, you got flinched to death.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I always say to it. It's like, it's Pokemon. I'm sorry, like, that's just how the game is.
Yeah, some people get so mad. They're like, oh, that didn't require any skill at all.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
what they always say.
it's a luck-based game, bro.
It's like you have mischance, you have crit, you have high roll, fucking, like, high-low rolls.
Someone said that to me after I 6-0'd them. Like, I was in the process of 6-0ing them. I did complete the 6-0. I'm like, you can't complain. I called him a noob, and he got so mad. It was so funny. But, yeah. Like, I'm usually not rude to people, but that guy, I'm like, goddamn. Some people are just like too confident in Pokemon, and it's a luck-based game.
Yeah,
like,
it's
I'm
like
the best in the world.
You're not winning every match. Like, this is fucking Pokemon.
It's the same thing with Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm like, it's a fucking card game. Like, there is skill involved, but the most
like there's luck. You have to draw cards from a fucking 40 card deck. Don't tell me there's no luck in it.
the best players are not cocky because they know they could lose to a bad player because of luck. Like, they know.
Yeah, you can miss that Focus Blast. Jirachi could hacks your ass to death. Like that's Pokemon. Like, we agree to play that game for some reason. Like, all right, let's see. I think Jellicent is next up.
Yeah, Jellicent. I feel like this Pokemon is underrated, actually.
I feel like that too, honestly. Like, I mean, granted, that is probably because I run it a lot in a lot of teams.
So the most common set: Recover, Will-O-Wisp, Taunt, Scald.
I completely agree with that.
I agree with that too. 148 HP, 116 defense, 44 special defense. I don't see why you wouldn't just run max HP, max defense, because
I don't even know what the special defense is there for.
Yeah, 44 special defense. I don't know if you're trying to like survive one hit. There might be a reason for it.
I mean, I'm thinking maybe survive Draco Meteor or some shit, but I don't
maybe.
know.
I mean, it does have good special defense, but I think the most defense is the best because it's a defensive wall in my opinion, especially with Will-O-Wisp.
So, yeah, I used to try to run Toxic, and that does not, like, the difference between Will-O-Wisp and Toxic is just so great. Like, that's the difference between you surviving a fucking Earthquake and Outrage, like, Stone Edge, anything.
Yeah, so...
That's actually, now I think about it, that's the difference between you losing to fucking Jirachi or, like, winning. Like,
yeah,
that,
I mean, if you burn a Jirachi...
Like, that's just victory.
Did we just find out a new Jirachi counter at Sableye? Well... I mean, I don't see how it... I mean, if it misses the Will-O-Wisp. Yeah. If you miss the Will-O-Wisp, you lose the match. But
I mean, you're probably going to get frozen, paralyzed, like, everything. Like,
I could see it getting one-shotted by an Iron Head, to be honest. The thing is not bulky at all.
I mean, imagine you miss the Will-O-Wisp, it goes for Thunder Wave, and they just Iron Heads you to death.
Like, I mean, you still get the priority even though Thunder Wave.
That's true.
It can't, like, Iron
Heads. You
Head's
get the 1 in 4 to, you get the 1 in 4 to die.
Yeah, I've seen some really horrible luck with that. So Sableye, where the
yeah.
Damn, those stats are low. 50 base HP.
Yeah, that's
75.
horrible base stats. It just has Prankster. That's bullshit. Like, that's what keeps it alive.
Defense and 65 special defense.
Like, if Prankster wasn't in the game, Sableye would not be in OU. Well, it probably isn't even in OU. It just wouldn't be used.
Probably UU. I don't know. It's definitely good in whatever tier it's in. So, Sableye being a legitimate counter to Jirachi. We might need to do some like calculations to see if it could take an Iron Head, because I doubt it. Let's check to see like...
It'll survive the 1. Like,
are you sure?
It depends if it's like... Are we talking like fully attack Jirachi?
Yeah.
Maybe then.
Yeah, I've seen Choice Banded.
Choice
Banded Iron Head. This shit's broken. It works too. Oh yeah, it is in UU.
Oh, man.
So typically max HP, a lot of defense, special defense. That's in UU. So let's go into OU because it's what we're... Max HP, yeah, the same thing pretty much. Max HP. Okay, so some people will run max HP, max defense, but for the most part,
I hate everything about this Pokemon.
I understand.
I've lost games single-handedly because, like, I could do nothing, like, to Will-O-Wisp. Like, it burned my Tyranitar. It burned my Tyranitar. I go for, like, the fucking crunch. I don't get the defense to drop. It dies. Like...
recover, laugh.
Yeah.
Confuse Ray. Oh, you switched? Confuse Ray.
I mean, when I ran Physical Salamence, it was the same shit. I just lose to fucking, like, priority. Terrakion, it's the same thing. It taunts my fucking Uniclus.
Like, this is a Pokemon I do feel like you have to be prepared for. Like, you have to run something to deal with Sableye. Otherwise,
like, my Uniclus, it loses because, one, like, this was one of the Pokemon I fucking ran Shadow Ball for. Like,
wow.
It will taunt. I can't recover. I can't Calm Mind. Both of my attacks don't hit it.
Psychic Focus Blast. You're like, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
This isn't fair.
Yeah, like, both of my attacks already don't hit it.
That's like the only time. And then even Shadow Ball.
You have to pray for the fucking special defense drop because it's neutral.
Like, yeah.
I mean, that's all it has.
It's fair. Yeah, so Sableye is a Pokemon you have to be prepared for. I think one of the best ways to prepare for is just having a fire Pokemon in general, because fire Pokemon can't be burned, I guess.
What, Infernape?
Infernape? Ninetales. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, like, Infernip is just gonna get confused. It's probably gonna lose.
It will lose, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Heatran. Like, I think Heatran would do well against it. I usually would switch in my Heatran against it.
I guess there's that. Does it get the Flash Fire for Will-O-Wisp?
Yeah.
Alright.
So, there are some obvious. Let's see what this thing has to say about counters. Okay, well, yeah. If you have Prankster, a faster Prankster, but that's just
both of the faster Pranksters pretty much got, like, knocked the fuck out of OU.
Oh, yeah. Heracross with Guts with Will-O-Wisp. So that's
yeah, that's right. Burn. I forgot. Guts. One of the best abilities for that.
Yeah, and then as I said, Heatran. Being immune to Will-O-Wisp and Toxic, Gliscor and Breloom. Yeah, that's good. Gliscor and Breloom are excellent counters because they're always statused.
Yeah, but they get taunted, and then what do they do after that? I mean, like,
Ice Fang, no,
like,
this thing doesn't have Levitate, does it? It has Levitate.
Breloom has Focus Punch.
Oh no, of course it doesn't.
But Focus Punch doesn't hit. Like,
yeah, but it has Leech Seed. I mean,
it gets taunted. That's the thing.
I meant Bullet Seed.
Like, that's if it's Life Orb set. If it's Life Orb, then yeah, it could have. Well, if it's Life Orb, it gets Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah, but
like it gets.
Okay,
taunted.
never mind. So it does pretty much lose. Like Breloom pretty much loses, but I guess Gliscor will do okay.
I mean, Gliscor, like, what does it do though? Earthquake.
Ice Fang. Earthquake, yeah. It'll hit it, do damage. Eventually, dude. They'll go into a stalwart until one of them hits a crit. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like, oh man, that's gonna be horrible. Let's not. Like, Gliscor is one of those Pokemon that creates Star Wars where it's unwinnable for both of you, and you just sit there. Because it can't damage you, you can't damage it.
Skarmory versus Gliscor?
Dude, there's a million matches like that.
Yeah, like, I've been there.
And they'll sit there. Like, Gliscor mirrors, I saw that. And, like, it was an important, like, OU tournament. And it was, like, a Gliscor mirror. I'm like, what are you guys going to do?
They just sit there until one person rage quits.
Yeah, but, like... Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing because it was taking too long.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it goes on. Like, they just sit there mashing the same button, like, I mean...
It's gotta be awful. Like, do they just struggle each other to death eventually?
Yeah.
Like, one guy did have one other Pokemon, but I think
he didn't want to switch it in.
Yeah,
and I don't blame him. Like, I know exactly how that would have gone. Like,
struggle.
Yeah. So, Sableye.
So we're talking about legitimate counters to Jirachi. And
there are none. Like, Jirachi...
Okay, there's no, like, complete 100% hard counters like there is...
It just haxes everything to death. That's why we don't like this thing. Like, it doesn't have legit counters because of that.
Yeah.
Like, it always has the chance to just hax you to death.
But as far as good counters go, Lucario...
Still gets haxed to death.
Metagross and Sableye, I'd say, are the three that I'm thinking of.
And they all can get hacked to death, each one.
Every Pokemon can get hacked to death.
That's the thing. That's why Jirachi's so fucked up.
Yeah. So, I guess we could move on. Alakazam. I think Alakazam...
Well, I mean, we didn't... Well, wait, we should talk about, like, the counters to Jellicent, too.
Jellicent.
Like, Ferrothorn. Well, Ferrothorn does okay.
Nothing. No.
It is. I mean, after you get the burn off, you win.
Yeah, that's what I do every time. They go to switch it in, I go for the Will-O-Wisp.
Because they're expecting the Scald. And
yeah.
They get burned, and then you can just go for the taunt and win.
Like, if it misses, I'll go for another Will-O-Wisp, because they always go for the fucking, like, they expect the taunt, so they go for the Power Whip. And if I miss 2 in a row, then I get Power Whipped, and I take, like, 60% health. Like, usually. Because I have max HP, max defense. Sometimes... I see those attack... Like, I've seen Choice Banded fucking Ferrothorns. That shit is broken.
They exist.
They're like Earthquake, like Magnezone switching Earthquake, and it's like, what?
It died.
In the rain. Like, so they can take your hidden power fires.
So, let's see, what else?
Or Bulldoze, whatever.
Breloom? For the most part?
A counter to Jellicent?
Toxic Orb, not
yeah.
Not, what's it called?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess the other one, too, because you can Spore you. It should outspeed.
True.
So both versions of Breloom.
Of course, Thundurus, Celebi. Because of course Celebi has natural cure, so it doesn't really care about anything. Rotom Wash.
Well, yeah, Rotom Wash.
Yeah, we everyone who's used Jellicent has had that experience.
Oh man, like. Just the feeling when it switches in. Like,
It's always gonna switch in. Like you might as well
Yeah.
go for the Will-O-Wisp.
it always does. It always does.
100% of the time. It's like Celebi.
Like those two Pokemon always switch in to fucking Jellicent.
They don't care.
Yeah, they
they
really
just don't. And I get how those are common Pokemon, so that kind of deters the use of Jellicent, but it's still really good when they don't have those. I kind of think it's like Slowbro, but I like Slowbro kind of more just because its ability heals itself without you having to do anything.
I like the ghost typing.
Yeah, the ghost typing makes it the best spin blocker in my opinion.
Like, fucking no close combat. Just Terrakion every time.
Yeah.
I love that.
Like, at least, Slowbro at least resists close combat, but you don't have to worry at all with Jellicent. No extreme speed bullshit, just like, oh, choice banded extreme speed with your Dragonite? I don't think so. So Alakazam being next. Alakazam is a Pokemon I feel is a little bit overrated.
What do you think makes it overrated?
Just the fact that it can't get kills, or at least not when I use it. Like I just don't get kills with it somehow.
Focus Sash? Oh, well, yeah.
So
Yeah,
the most popular set: Focus Sash, Psychic, Hidden Power, Fire, Shadow Ball, Focus Blast. So I'm kind of surprised they're running Psychic over Psyshock. I'm not really sure why. I mean,
well, I mean, isn't the only thing they beat with Psyshock Blissey?
yeah, but
I mean, I don't even see Blissey that much anymore.
that's true.
I mean, I used to see it like a lot. But
I always set up on it like it.
yeah, that's what I used to do too. That's like that was my number one like Excadrill was just gonna set up on Blissey. Like that. That's how 95% of my games went.
Gorbis? I think I just won the match. You switch in Blissey, I switch in Gorbis. Good game.
But yeah, for Alakazam, what is it? What matchups does it win? Well, I mean, because of the speed.
Yeah, it can just like clean up, especially if rocks are up. And it's nice that it doesn't get hit by rocks with its ability. And
No sandstorm damage. No.
so it seems like almost everyone is running Focus Sash, which makes sense because that way you get to take 2 hits. But if they switch into counter, I was trying the Life Orb set, and I still couldn't get kills with it. That's what bothered me because I tried the Focus Sash first because I thought it would be really really good, and then I wasn't getting kills with it.
I mean, I would
and it
expect
was
people to
annoying.
run Life Orb. Honestly, I would not expect Focus Sash to get kills. I really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I really would expect Life Orb over this.
I guess it's not too bad though. Like the fact that it has like Hidden Power Fire and everything makes it so Scissor can't really switch in. Focus Blast makes it so
But I mean,
Tyranitar.
there's still Bullet Punch. I mean, Scissor can still probably like Bullet Punch. Oh yeah, it's Sash.
It's too risky.
Okay. Forgot about that.
Yeah, as I said, Tyranitar can't really switch in. Like
I tried it. I mean, I still fucking
I tried it too with the Chople Berry, and I remember losing. So
it lost.
yeah, like
oh wow.
I think I wasn't at full health, but I took like.
I mean, that's why I usually try at full health versus Gengar in Alakazam. But then again, I gave up some special defense to go for speed, so I could outspeed Scissor by 1 point. So I can't try that anymore.
It is kind of significant, and so I do think this set is good. Hidden Power Fire and Focus Blast you need to counter the Pokemon we just talked about.
And Ferrothorn.
And Ferrothorn.
Well, you have Hidden Power Fire, I guess, on this, so that works. But
yeah.
Focus Blast.
So the other 2 moves, Psychic, Shadow Ball, it's kind of obvious. Like even since first gen, it's been running that shit. It just makes sense. Ghost, Psychic, hits shit.
I mean, I guess we could talk about like I would say counters, but because it has a Focus Sash, Scissor doesn't do that well. Tyranitar gets
Generally, special defensive Pokemon will wall it, and then like it can't break special defense
set,
walls.
there's Blissey.
Yeah.
There's no Psyshock, so Blissey can still just fucking win.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I'm gonna Seismic Toss you, and I'm just gonna derp.
Fortress gets raped by Hidden Power Fire.
I wouldn't try that.
Ferrothorn suffers the same fate.
Good special defensive Pokemon. You can't even try Jellicent because it'll get Shadow Balled every time.
Every time.
Every time. We both played Jellicent. We know what the fuck's up.
Gyarados should be able to survive 1 hit.
Yeah.
Like I'd say even from 75%, because this thing is in Life Orb, it should be able to survive.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
I just don't know if it won't 1-hit KO back because it's Focus Sash.
Otherwise, it would.
Yeah, I can't even say the choice card Pokemon like Keldeo and Terrakion because Focus Sash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they both get hit by psychic. So
I do switch in Jirachi against this thing and Iron Head it, and I usually win.
yeah, that's what I usually switch into if I have Jirachi. I always switch it in and just go for like body slam body slam first for me.
Yeah,
that's because that's the set I run.
Since I have this scarf, I can just outspeed one flinch and I win. If I don't get the one flinch, then I still probably win.
Yeah, because the focus blast isn't going to kill.
Yeah,
Especially
it has
because,
to hit.
Yeah, it has to hit like twice.
You have to hit and not get flinched, and then hit twice. No fucking way, no. Especially because I'm gonna two-shot it no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, it has to get luckier than you do. So.
Yeah, like I can switch it in while they predict the switch in and go for the focus blast and still win the matchup. So I saw its stats are 55 HP, 50 attack, 45 defense, 135 special attack, 85 special defense, and 120 speed. As I thought. So obviously its defenses are horrible with 55 HP and 45 defense.
But it's got the speed and the attack. So.
Yeah, so it's really like the epitome of glass cannons for OU. It's like Deoxys practically, except Deoxys is cooler.
Well, Deoxys comes with fucking taunt stealth rogues.
Deoxys attack with its like 180 or fucking something, I don't know. So where were we? Infernape. Infernape is an interesting Pokemon. Like, it's really like versatile.
Yeah, it is, but it generally only runs like 2 to 3 sets.
I usually see the Life Orb one most often. See the most
Choice
common
Band?
one. Choice Band. Oh.
I'm amazed, but then again, Pokemon Online.
It does make sense. Like Choice Banded U-Turn is going to do a lot, as well as most of the Choice Banded moves. It has 108 base speed, which is the same as Terrakion and Keldeo. So
Speed ties.
speed ties for days. I get so many speed ties with this thing because I always want to switch it in against my Terrakion, and I'm like, I'm gonna take the risk, especially when I run Focus Sash, which I do. So if they win, then they lose. And if I was Scarfed, then I would kill them anyway. So I don't know. It seems like a really risky thing for them to do. I mean, hopefully, I'm guessing that they think I'm gonna go for Stone Edge and miss, but I'm not gonna even try that because I can one-shot it with close combat. Yeah.
I pretty much run everything for the Life Orb set, but Mach Punch I run Stone Edge instead.
Makes sense.
So it doesn't get walled by what's it called?
Dragonite.
Salamence, Dragonite, Gyarados.
I think Stone Edge is good on it, better than Mach Punch, because I guess Mach Punch can help revenge kill and stuff, but yeah.
Oh, I guess it gets Iron Fist as its ability for Mach Punch. So.
That's cool. So
it's like a pseudo Breloom, but Breloom probably still does this better.
Yeah, like it's cool that it has U-Turn. It's kind of like it kind of does play like Keldeo and Terrakion as far as just like cleaning up, but
except they have much better attack.
Yeah, it's just nice that it's an actual fire Pokemon. So
one of the few viable fire Pokemon.
Yeah, like that's just nice in itself to have a fire Pokemon.
Like that's rare. There really is. Like I wish it wasn't like that, but it is.
It's probably the best fire Pokemon, not including like Volcarona and Ninetales, and Heatran. Okay, so it's like the 4th best. I think Heatran is a little bit better, but it's all like I don't even like Ninetales really.
I mean, it doesn't really like win too many matchups.
Yeah, it has some trouble killing. That's why I think the Choice Banded set is good, because it can actually kill. But locking yourself into shit sucks, and it really does kind of die really quickly. So
I mean, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't have the defenses.
Like I think Scissor does about 90% with the Bullet Punch. Like,
damn,
even though it's not very effective, it's like
are you resisted? Like, are you
I think somewhere around there. Let's look at its defenses because they must be really meager. Like I've taken that challenge. It's like 89 to 90% last time I think I tried it. So 71 defense, 76 HP. So that's not that bad actually. I thought it would be lower than that. And then, yeah, its attack being 104 and special attack being 104 is kind of not that good. Especially since we were just talking about Alakazam not getting kills at 135.
Yeah, its special attack and its attack are...
they're really bad.
The thing is, though, despite the fact that it gets bad special attack and attack, it actually gets good. Like, it actually gets a good move set.
Yeah, and the speed is really nice. 108 is pretty ideal. Like, I think 110 is better, of course. Like, 110 is the best, but 108 is nice.
It gets Flare Blitz, Close Combat. I mean, it can learn Overheat too. So it gets high power moves, but it gets balanced out by the low attack and special attack.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of Pokemon have it the exact opposite way, where they get high attack but shitty moves.
Yeah, Kyurem Black. It's a pretty bad move pool, but I still like it. Oh yeah, Fake Out is good on it too. Fake Out, Stealth Rocks, it's a good lead. And Focus Sash is good on it. I probably like this set. Like, that's probably my favorite set. The anti-lead set, Focus Sash, Naive Nature, 252 attack, 4 special attack, 252 speed, Fake Out, Stealth Rocks, Overheat, Close Combat. It really does beat a lot of leads, and that's kind of good. Like, Fake Out is always nice because it's a priority move, and it's always nice to have priority on any team. And yeah, just Focus Sash, like, it's cool. Plus 3 priority. So, anything else you want to say about Infernape?
No, I think that's it.
So Landorus T, I actually think this Pokemon is very broken. I think it's ban worthy.
Really?
Yeah, like, just its attack stat mostly. I don't see why this Pokemon, like, it can survive almost anything. It's so difficult to one-shot this thing if you're not using Ice Beam, but...
Well, if you're using a special attack Pokemon, it's not... I mean, if you're in rain, you just automatically...
Oh, I guess that's what makes it balanced, is because of rain. I think they should ban rain and then ban this motherfucker.
One by one.
The other genies are banned. Like, get this bitch out of here.
I mean, the only thing I don't like about it is that it goes for U-turn.
Yeah, that's all the fuck it does. It's just like Life Orb recovery, U-turn.
I mean, aside from U-turn though, I don't really hate it that much.
I'm surprised just defense, like 89 HP, 90 defense, 80 special defense. That doesn't seem like that great defensive, but it really is somehow. Like,
oh, it's because of Intimidate.
It's because of Intimidate, and it's because of its typing, I guess. Like, Ground Flying is stupid typing. Like, when I first saw that with Landorus, I'm like, what is this? How can it be a Ground Flying? That doesn't make any sense at all.
I mean, what about Gliscor?
But it doesn't make any... Yeah, that's the other Pokemon. I'm like, wait, it's a flying Pokemon, and I can't hit it with Thunder. You don't make sense.
I mean, just like this thing does better than Gliscor because of Intimidate. But then again, this one just goes for U-turn. Like, that's the main thing I see Landorus T go for.
Yeah, it's like Scissor.
Like, Stealth Rocks and U-turn, that's generally it.
Yeah. Stealth Rocks, U-turn, Earthquake, Stone Edge. Max HP, or well no, 200 HP, 244 defense, 64 attack, Adamant Life Orb. And the fact that it can kill with that kind of a set, with all that defense, it can kill when all those other Pokemon we talked about can't kill. And it has leftovers. It just gets to sit there and be an asshole all day. Like I thought the thing was motherfucking banded when I saw how much damage he was doing to my Pokemon, and it's like, you're getting leftovers recovery? No fucking way. That's not cool.
But I mean, it gets hard counter. Well, not hard counter, but outsped and killed by rain.
Yeah,
so,
I guess it just outright loses to every rain Pokemon.
So there's rain. If you get the burn, which lesson you win.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do. Gotta like cross my fingers.
Yeah, you gotta get the burn and then go for the recover and pray.
Otherwise, I might as well just like quit the match. So yeah, Landorus.
With my Reuniclus, it's gonna take a hell of a lot for that U-turn. It really is.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've survived a lot of U-turns from Pokemon if they're not like Bug, if they're not Choice Band, Bug, Scissor, or like Mega Horn from Heracross. Reuniclus generally survives U-turns.
Mm-hmm.
And I just go for recover and stall them out as Stealth Rocks kills them. But about the common things it beats Terrakion. So.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, that.
It beats most dragons. Like, I mean, most people switch it on dragons, but you know.
Well, I mean, Latios.
Yeah, not
Draco.
That Pokemon.
Yeah.
You can just surf.
Well, Surf, Choice Specs, Draco Meteor. So Latios wins free, but.
It would also lose to Hydreigon, but
nobody runs that though.
I don't even think it should be OU. We could talk about tier lists, like I guess a little bit later, but Haxorus it beats. So you want to talk about that now?
You
want to do that on different video or something?
Well, I think there's a few more we should cover for this.
Okay.
Well, let's skip. Well, I guess
Yeah,
these,
Landers.
are these similar enough that we wouldn't even have to do?
Yeah, they really aren't. I think Landers is a much different Pokemon than Landers T. Like, Landers is obviously best used on a Sand team just because of its ability, Sand Force. Apparently, people use Sheer Force a lot on it though.
Yeah. Well, because what the moves it gets with Sheer Force.
Um,
They run Rock Polish now. Oh.
yeah.
I do like the fact that it's running a special set this time. I will say that.
Hidden Power.
Because I usually just wall it with Skarmory and that's it.
Hidden Power, Ice, Focus Blast, Earth Power, Rock Polish. I've seen that set a lot. I don't know. It doesn't seem like extremely effective. I see the Scarf set more often, to be honest.
Yeah, Scarf set U-turn. Every
Earthquake,
Pokemon runs Scarf U-turn.
I like this Pokemon a lot. I like Landers a lot. And I do think it's more fair than its counterpart. Because it dies. This motherfucker dies like anything. You just poke it and it dies.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
That's pretty much all I have to say about it.
I mean, I would say it can beat a lot of the physical walls because of that special set now.
Yeah.
And I've always had more of a problem with that special set because I always just throw Skarmory at it. Like, that's just what I do in reaction every time.
Mm-hmm.
So then it has Focus Blast and then Skarmory dies. Like, it goes Earth Power after I switch in, then I should have switched out because it's fucking Earth Power, so that shows me.
Yeah.
But I think, no, maybe he's carrying something else. And
No way. So,
I guess next we can cover Vaporeon.
okay. Vaporeon is a really annoying Pokemon for the most part.
Well, it's because of rain.
Yeah, it's because of rain.
Like, if rain didn't exist, Vaporeon would be shit. Vaporeon... Yeah, just, like, rain rest.
Yeah, Rain Rest. One of the more common sets I see is Acid Armor Baton Pass, and that's kind of, like, dumb. But it does work sometimes. Like, not really. It really doesn't work that often, but sometimes it does. Aqua Ring? Are you serious? Go home. Like, if I see someone running Aqua Ring, I'm just gonna be like, go home. Play play something else. But the most common set, doesn't surprise me, Toxic Protect Wish Scald. I ran that exact set when I played Rain. Pretty much max HP, max defense.
I still would say rest over wish.
I was just, like, it has such good natural HP. It's 130 base HP, which is great. And you know how Wish passing
Yeah.
works. So it's great for wishing. I think it's the best, like, Wish Pokemon. Because I know, like, I guess...
Doesn't Blissey get wish?
Yeah, it does, but, like, Blissey just sucks ass. So, best on a water team, of course you're going to use Water Absorb or Hydration more often, probably.
Yeah, it should be hydration. I'd say over water absorb.
Like, I see them both pretty often, and it's hard to predict which one. Like, if they're not running Rain, then they might not want to run Hydration, but at the same time, Rain likes to run Toxic sometimes, so it would be good. But you don't want to get in Vaporeon Wars, that's got to be horrible.
Yeah, because you can't win no matter what.
I think Roar is good on it as well. So, we got this...
Yeah, I actually like Roar on it. Because that's one of the problems. It generally can't get the kill, but it can if it could phase.
And Roar is just helpful against Gorbis, because, like, Gorbis... like, if they switch into Phaser, like, let's say Hippowdon, as you go for the Shell Smash, they might expect you to Baton Pass, but you really don't need to. You can just surf the thing. And if you have a +2 special defense, +2 special attack, you can actually get kills. But your only attacking moves are either Surf or Ice Beam. And this thing will wall both of them like nothing. So there's, like, no point of even trying to surf it. Like, especially if it has the Water Absorb. So Water Absorb Roar, like, the only other choice you have is to Baton Pass and get roared, and it's like, no matter what. So it's a good counter to Gorbis if it has Roar. So,
I mean, like most water Pokemon, it loses to Ferrothorn.
yeah. There's really nothing I can do against Ferrothorn except hopefully burn it with Skull. Just try over and over again. But
You gotta pray.
That's not good.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, if it switches in and you happen to burn it, then maybe you're in a good position. You could just sit there, like, protecting and wishing, and...
You'll probably still get one-shotted by, like, Power Whip.
Nah, you can take a Power Whip. It's the Leech Seed that's going to bother you. If you have Substitute. But I never see that. But that'd be nice. This guy's running sub. And some people...
I'm trying to think of what matchups it wins.
It can win against dragons just because Ice Beam. Like, it could wall dragons and then Ice Beam them. Like, if they outrage or something. But it's kind of risky because it doesn't have, like, the best defenses in the world. It does have the great 130 base HP. So yeah, I don't. It's kind of like Tentacruel, as in like it doesn't really win a lot of matchups. It kind of just sits there, and the fact that it can baton pass, acid armor is kind of annoying. So yeah, only 60 base defense is kind of sad. Ooh, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, so yeah, it's an okay Pokemon overall.
It's one too many.
So, anything else you want to say about Vaporeon? It's pretty much best on water, on rain teams, but it's like a defensive Pokemon in general, and it's kind of easy to counter just because, like, I don't know. Like, I usually just switch in Magnezone against it because it can't really get kills too easily.
Yeah, it's the thing. Like, it. Most of the times I run into it, it doesn't get kills that fast.
Yeah, like if you are in rain and you go for Scald, you're gonna do a lot of damage and possibly get burned, so that's helpful. And it can wall with its massive HP, so that's nice. It has probably the second highest HP in OU. Of course, Blissey being the fucking highest stat of anything in the game.
So I guess we can cover like 3 more at the moment.
Okay.
Want to cover these 3?
Okay. So starting with Magnezone. Magnezone has been a favorite of mine ever since I read Magnet Pool, because Steel Pokemon are broke as shit, and Magnezone kind of balances it out. Like, they had Magneton being popular as a Skarmory counterpick, sort of, but Magnezone is so much of a better Pokemon than than Magneton, because Magneton's stats kind of sucked, but Magnezone is really good. Like 130 base, special attack. So I'd say there's 3 main sets you can use for it. The substitute set I would say is the most common. Substitute, Flash Cannon, Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Fire. I like running all 3 of those moves because it gives you coverage over like everything. What's it called? Flash Cannon is actually a really good move. People don't realize like Steel is super effective against kind of a lot of things, and 130 base special attack is a lot. So as far as the EVs go for that set, you want to run like max special attack, of course, a lot of HP and speed. You need some speed because you definitely want to outspeed Scissor, and you want to outspeed other things. Like I gave it kind of a lot of speed, maybe like half speed, half HP for that set, because you want to outspeed. You can just switch into like Scissor bullet punches if they're choice banded. They'll do 11% to you. You set up the substitute, they don't break the sub, you kill them in one shot, and you have the sub up. And then they try to switch into counter, like Landorus T or something like that, or like maybe Tyranitar, and then you go for the Flash Cannon and just do like a shitload of damage, especially in Tyranitar. It can do like 60% or more. So that's good. The other sets, Choice Spec set, I don't know how often people run that, but I do run. I've tried the Choice Spec set, and I've had a lot of success with it. The great thing is that it can actually kill. And some people run Volt Switch, but it can kill anything pretty much. Like someone switched in a Landorus T against me, and I think I might have one-shotted it with the
Flash Cannon?
Flash Cannon, yeah. Because it doesn't have the greatest of special defense, and stab plus 130 plus specs. Because I was just kind of switching it in. I switched it in against I think it was a Jellicent actually, so I was expecting to switch into Landorus T. Got the Flash Cannon off, got the 1-hit KO. And that was really nice because that Landorus T was being a problem. So the spec set is good because you'll always kill those Ferrothorns that piss you off. Even in the rain, you can go for like, yeah, you can just kill them. And like against, what's it called? Like, I don't know, just, even if you're just going for Thunderbolts and stuff like that, and they don't have the ground Pokemon, it just does a shitload of damage. And, you can run Signal Beam if you want to deal with things like Reinocluse, and that's pretty much it. Like, it can, hit a lot of things with Signal Beam. And you might want to run Volt Switch, but it's kind of risky because most of the things that switch in are ground, kinda. You will do a shitload of damage with Choice Specs though, so you just have to surprise them with the Choice Specs because they won't be able to wall you like they want to. The Choice Spec set is really hard to wall. And the last set is the Choice Scarf set, which I see like somewhat commonly, and I don't like it too much. I tried it and I didn't like it too much. So max special attack, max speed, Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Fire, Flash Cannon, Bolt Switch. So it's kind of like the other sets, except it has the speed. So you always beat Scissor, unless it's running a Choice Scarf Scissor. I don't know. Magnezone only has 60 base speed, while Scissor has 65 base speed. So if the Scissor is completely invested in speed, it can potentially beat the Magnezone. And you want to be able to beat as many steals as possible. Like Metagross has 70 base speed, Lucario has 90 base speed. So you're losing to a lot of the steel Pokemon. Like you're not able to counter a lot of steel Pokemon just due to your speed and being able to be outsped. Earthquake times 4 resistant. times 4, super effective.
So yeah, but that covers like what Pokemon it beats. Like what Pokemon do you think would beat it? Like aside from Earthquake in fighting.
Yeah, I'd say those are the main two. Like some Pokemon that like to switch in. Like sometimes Pokemon like Rotom will just go for like the Hydro Pump, like the the rain.
Like Will-O-Wisp Hydro Pump? Oh, okay. Just
yeah,
in the rain.
In the rain, and try to get like a one-hit KO. And I'm pretty sure it will probably a one-hit KO. There's also the set that likes to go for the Substitute Charge Beam, and it has potential, but I don't know, it doesn't really solve the problem that it loses to Landorus T and shit like that. Like, I guess you could get up if you have the substitute up and stuff, but it just seems really situational, and you're not able to have the coverage that you need, like with Flash Cannon. Flash Cannon is really important in my opinion, so that's why I don't run Charge Beam. But I think it's still, like, you know, has potential there. And so it loses to most Pokemon that are faster than it, kind of. Like Terrakion, Keldeo. Well, not necessarily Keldeo, but probably Keldeo, just because of Sacred Sword, whatever. I don't know which one.
Actually, wouldn't that actually not work because it goes on defense, and doesn't this have like really high defense?
We can check. It does have like decent HP and stuff like that. Magnezone. So, yeah, 115 physical defense, 70 HP, 90 special defense. So it's really not too bad. For its defensive stats overall, 70, 115, 90. They kind of like balance each other out, so they're kind of like balanced overall. It's a excellent Pokemon. So as far as counters go, there's probably a lot. Like Breloom likes to switch in because Breloom always has max speed for the most part, so it'll always outspeed it because it has higher base speed. And then you have to worry about, you know, Mach Punch, Focus Punch, Spore, everything in the world. Of course, Gastrodon, Gliscor, they switch in for days. Earthquake, Heatran, I see switch in. Latios, switch in. Jolteon, I don't think can switch in. I'll even switch in on Jolteon because usually their moveset is something like Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, Signal Beam. I'm missing something. Volt Switch, and he can just wall all of them, and then I just kill it because it's stronger. Like I'll just go for the Hidden Power Fire and kill it in like 1 or 2 hits, like because it usually has a Life Orb, so it's like killing itself. And like I don't know, Magnezone is just stronger than Jolteon, so I think it can beat Jolteon. But yeah, Gastrodon is good, of course, because Gastrodon resists fire and steel, and it's immune to thunder, so it literally can't do anything against it. Like every time I see a Gastrodon on a team and I switch into Magnezone, I expect it to switch in every time, so we'll switch in usually Kyurem Black to just like one-shot the motherfucker if it wants to stay in. Because for some reason people think that Gastrodon is just like the ultimate wall and it can handle a choice banded Kyurem. It's like, okay, sure. One-shot it. So Garchomp beats its ass. Like, I always have to worry about that. Going for the Thunderball if they have the Garchomp on their team. Because you can probably one-shot it with Flash Cannon, yeah. So it's kind of like risky for them. And of course they have the Earthquake. Yeah, it's pretty much everything. Kind of has a lot of counters, like Mamoswine and stuff. But it does what it does. It traps steals and kills them. So you just have to find which steals you need to deal with most effectively, and then pick the set to deal with those steals.
So for next up, we have Thunderous T.
Thunderous T. 145 base special attack.
Very similar to Rotomosh.
Yeah.
Choice Scarf Rotomosh, at least.
Volt switch. Volt switch. Volt switch. It also learns Focus Blast, and I think it can learn Dark Pulse, I believe.
Yeah, pretty sure it can.
It likes to use Thunder in the rain, which is annoying, and Hidden Power Ice. Sometimes it'll use other hidden powers, but Ice is the most common, like all the G's tend to use.
Yeah, it's some random Choice Scarf Hidden Power Ice. I hate that with dragons too, you always have to expect it.
Yeah.
Just like you look at a Pokemon, it's like he's going to use Hidden Power Ice, I'm just going to switch out. Like it's just that feeling. Like,
Yeah. He always does. It's
like you notice when they switch in that random Pokemon that looks like it might be able to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you switch out.
Ferrothorn being able to get kills with Hidden Power Ice, it's nice. I mean, not Ferrothorn. Fortress. It'd be funny if Ferrothorn did, though.
I mean, like, I always see that, too. It's like they send in this random Pokemon. It's like, you could send it in, like, the Pokemon that had the better chance. But you send in this random Pokemon. Hidden Power Ice. No. Switch out.
So I do see the nasty plot on Thunderous kind of a lot, and I haven't had much of a problem with it. Like, I don't think I've ever had my team just, like, outright swept by Thunderous.
Well, that's what the old set used to be. Like ban Thunderous. Like, nasty plot. Like, priority nasty one.
Oh, yeah.
And priority agility, too. So.
Ah.
Yeah, it used to be a lot better.
So,
I mean, I really feel like this set is just, like...
I usually just, like, Jirachi, kill it, Scarf, Ice Punch.
I usually just switch Tyranitar. Like, pray it doesn't go for the Focus Blast. And just go for Pursuit.
It's risky.
Yeah, it is.
I think a lot of things you do with that, Tyranitar are risky, but, you know, it's kind of like, if you don't need to win the Weather War with it, you can kind of just let it die sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's done its job if it got sound up.
I feel the same way.
I mean, as long as my Tyranitar gets one kill, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like it generally only wins like one matchup in almost every game I play.
I know that feeling. That's why the Banded set is good, because it gets kills. Like, you can just...
It's going to get that one kill.
Yeah. So, 101 base speed, 145 special attack is pretty much what it's good for. You can think of it kind of like an Alakazam, except it's stronger and not quite as fast. But, so yeah, I do see the Grass Knot on it kind of often to deal with certain threats. Hidden Power Ice, Thunderbolt as always. Some people use Life Orb, Expert Belt, Choice Scarf, Nasty Plot, pretty much what you'd expect. So, it's a pretty good Pokemon overall. I was trying to use Specs on it for a while, like when I first tried it. But
I tried to use Choice Scarf, so...
what problems does this Pokemon have exactly? I think it's pretty much best on rain just because...
I mean, there's always
Thunder.
the ground type. I mean, if it goes for Choice Scarf or Choice Spec.
Yeah, that's why you have to have like Grass Knot, kinda. Or, I mean, Hidden Power Ice on ground sometimes works, depends. It's not really going to do a whole lot against Gastrodon, but... that's the time that you have to worry most. Like if they have a Gastrodon on their team, and you're going for the choice electric move. I like it on water because on rain because the Thunder is just a good type to have on rain. Like if you don't have another Pokemon using Thunder, which you always have at least one. You usually have like Jirachi, and Dragonite going for Thunders. This thing going for Thunder too is nice. And yeah, it can kind of just like clean up. And it can usually get one kill. Like I do like this Pokemon. It's pretty cool overall. You just have to kind of be smart with it, I guess. And I think the Expert Belt set seems pretty good with Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Ice, Grass Knot, Focus Blast, and then one of those, and then Volt Switch. Like, I think you could get away with not playing Volt Switch on the set, playing both Grass Knot and Focus Blast, just because like you'd have complete coverage at that point. Like there'd be nothing to switch in on you.
I mean, it says Gastrodon is a counter, but I almost never see Gastrodon.
I see it.
Like really?
Yeah, I actually do. Kind of a lot. It's always annoying.
I only see it like once or twice out of like 50 matches, and the times I do, it's like subpar. That's usually my experience with it.
I see it like 1 out of 10 times, I'd say. Like 1 out of 10 matches, maybe. But, so we could talk about Gastrodon real quickly. Of course, it has Recover, so it just stalls with Recover, and I usually see the Ice Beam on it. It can actually do damage. Like, I've seen some sets that just kind of focus on getting the Storm Drain off to get that special attack boost, and then it can actually do some impressive damage with, like, Earth Power and Ice Beam being its 2 main attacking moves, and then, of course, Recover, and then I don't know, like, your last move is kind of optional, I guess.
I mean, I remember people used to try to use it to counter Rain, just because of Storm Drain.
Yeah,
but
there's other Pokemon with Storm Drain. Like, I don't think that's the reason it's good. I think it's, like, defensive stats make it a good Pokemon. Like, it can be one of those, so yeah, and as I figured, Scald and Toxic are popular too. I thought Toxic was popular.
Could I see this for a second?
Yeah.
Ah, wow.
So, Gastrodon. 39 base defense, base speed, makes it extremely slow. 111 base HP, really helpful. Only 68 defense. Wow, why do I think it can wall everything? And then 82 special defense. I usually see its special defense side being the more helpful part, like max HP, max special defense.
Yeah, they used to always switch into my Salamence.
Yeah, they do that against my like random Pokemon. They just think it can wall everything. But it usually likes to switch in on things because it can get Toxic up pretty easily. So it can switch in on like defensive Pokemon and then just like Toxic them to piss them off. Not all defensive Pokemon get wrecked by that though. A lot of them can deal with it. So it's nice when you get off the Storm Drain boost though, because then you can actually get some damage going.
Doesn't this thing learn Stockpile?
Yeah, but
I swear, every set I run into, it runs fucking Stockpile.
Dude, you're playing bad players if they run Stockpile.
Like this is what happens. I switch to my Reuniclus, and I think I'm gonna win, and then they go for Stockpile. Like,
why does this happen to you? What are you doing?
I don't know. I mean,
I would laugh if they went for Stockpile.
Dude, they go for Stockpile. Like, I switch to my Reuniclus. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna win this. I know what moves he's using. Like, there's nothing you can do. They go for Stockpile.
I switch it in Kyurem like 100% of the time. It can't even like 2-shot Kyurem, and then I 1-shot it no matter what.
I mean, like, the people I fight just go for the most random shit, like with the most random sets. Like, I can never predict that. Like, I never just have like stereotypical like OU battle, like that goes right.
OU battles that go right. So I guess the last Pokemon we're going to talk about is Keldeo. Keldeo, Resolute, whatever. Doesn't really matter. They're both pretty much the same. And it's a really good Pokemon. I like Keldeo a lot. It can be a little bit difficult to get kills with sometimes because 125 base special attack, the 108.
I mean, there's Rain. I mean,
the 108 classic speed. Yeah, it's great on Rain. It's dumb on Rain, honestly.
I mean, you can just like Scarf for Specs and you just kill everything.
Yeah, I think the Scarf is the best set for it. It's the most common, but it's also pretty much the best because it just like cleans up the whole team pretty much. You're just like Secret Sword.
I mean, it has that problem with Jellicent because like the set Kildeos used to run in Rain, that well, at least the ones I used to run into in Rain was Calm Mind. So they'd run Calm Mind, Hydro Pump,
Hidden Power Ice, Secret Sword.
Hidden Power Electric actually because they didn't want to get walled by Jellicent. And this was before Kildeo Resolute, so I think it was Mystic Sword, I think.
Oh, okay. But an interesting set I've seen for Keldeo is Sword Dance. I'm not even Sword Dance, and then like there's Sacred Sword and Secret Sword, and one of them's physical, and it actually has some good physical moves like Stone Edge or something like that. You'd be surprised. It actually it might learn Waterfall. Like I want to see if I can find that set because it was really interesting. Sword Dance and Keldeo. They probably wouldn't even be here because they're like, oh, it's too bad, I can't talk about it. Like I know its base attack is like 77, so it sounds like. Oh, 72, my bad. So it sounds like it'd be bad. But I think it just throws people out. It throws people off. Yeah, it's not even here because it's so bad. But yeah, everyone, you should all try choice. I mean, you should all try Sword Dance. Keldeo. Nope. Nowhere on this page somehow. Is there any thing I can click on to show like all moves that, like the percentage of moves? No, I guess not.
I mean, that's it.
That's it. So no one likes sword dance except me. No, I'm kidding. I've never tried it, but it sounds interesting. But there are some. It's just good because it can actually beat some of the things that usually would counter it with the physical set because it just has a better move pool. Because the thing that's everyone knows about Keldeo is that it's just like a one-trick pony. Got the water move, the fighting move, and then hidden power. That's it. So whatever hidden power, it's either ice or electric. Really easy to wall with a lot of Pokemon, and it has to switch out a lot. So you have to just bring it in a good at a good time. And if you're bringing it out early game, expect them to switch into their counter. Like just don't go for a move at all. Just switch. Like expect their counter and then counter their counter. Like double switch. Like I think that's the best way to use it. And the scarf set.
It's like that for a lot of choice card Pokemon, though.
Yeah.
Well, at least a lot of Pokemon people assume is going to be choice card.
Yeah. So we've got another common set being Leftovers, Calm Mind, Hidden Power Ice, Surf.
Used to be a Hidden Power Electric. Used to be.
I think it just depends. Some people like running electric, and other people don't.
Because like without Hidden Power Electric, there's less than can wall it.
This one's gonna run Hidden Power Ghost, and not exactly. Oh well, I guess that deals with Jellicent as well. I don't really know exactly. Hidden Power Bug, Hidden Power Dark. These people are crazy.
Well, I mean, I guess they're also like I guess Electric also deals with Gyarados.
Derp. So yeah, the choice spec set, I really don't see it that often, but I think it's good. Hydro Pump, Icy Wind, Hidden Power Electric, Sacred Sword, something like that. Like I do see Icy Wind sometimes to replace like Hidden Power Ice, but it's so bad. Like 55 base power is so weak. You can't even kill dragons. Like, times 4 weakness and they'll live it. I'm not even kidding. Try it. So I think that's pretty much all I have to say about Keldeo. It's a great Pokemon, but you have to be smart with it.
Really common.
It's really common and it's really easy to counter.
I mean, like if you're building a team, you should probably expect to see this sometime.
Yeah, expect to see it every other match.
Yeah, pretty much.